All right, here we go. A very good evening and a warm welcome to all of y'all. This is MUSC Red Devils NCR. My name is Delvin, and the day that we all were waiting for is finally here. The World Cup is upon us, and within an hour, we will be witnessing the opening game of the World Cup, where Qatar, the hosts, lock horns with Ecuador, and it is bound to be a very exciting World Cup. Not only this game, but even the games that will follow. We have a lot to uncover, and over the course of this 1 month, we will be constantly coming on and constantly talking about the World Cup and talking about the teams. I have Abhijit Bhai and Mojo sir with me. Good evening, gentlemen.
Good
So, so
evening.
first, first things first, Abhijit bhai, let's get your thoughts on this World Cup. What are your thoughts of the World Cup? What are your expectations from this World Cup? And how are you feeling approaching this World Cup?
This is the first time we are witnessing the World Cup in winters. Actually, this we have seen all the World Cups in summers, and but this time we have focused. The FIFA has focused the World Cup on, I think, in winters, and this is a very new thing for us to witness the World Cup in winters, as because we know that we can't host that. World Cup in summer because Qatar has some for environmental conditions that will hinder the tournament. So we are doing it uh, in the winters. Uh, Lot of excitement. It would be a last game for some of the players from Brazil, Portugal. Some big players. You can say Neymar. Ronaldo, Messi. The all big players. Will play the last World Cup. Even for Kevin De Bruyne, he can play the last World Cup too. All Belgium has is ending their golden generation. So this might be a very crucial World Cup for them to lock their horns in the World Cup and may win. They have a chance, but we'll have to see how they perform. England do have some good chances. They have some decent players in their squad. They can try and take that chance up to. Brazil are the favorites. Brazil and Argentina are the favorites to win the World Cup. As we see, all the noise going out in the world that Brazil and Argentina have the very big chances, and they have a squad, potential squad to win it. I think Netherlands and Denmark, I would say they are the dark horses for the tournament. They have some players, who can come up to far and play, up to their levels, and they have that unity in the team that they can capitalize in some nerve capitalizing situations, and they can win. They can go far away. Portugal and I think Senegal, they could could be have their upsets, but I don't think so. But Senegal has left out with the Sadio Mane. I was thinking Sadio Mane would play his World Cup and show some gritty African wit that they have, and they can upset the big teams. But missing Sadio Mane is really really one kind of it makes me sad that potential player from African nation who has shown so much talent and won that African Nation Cup, and he is not there. So it's really really missing him for him. uh, Ghana can do something, but I don't see them doing anything. Uruguay looks decent. They have a lot of ton of experiences in their squad, but they can fire sometimes. We know they all are physical, physical in terms of aspects. They can do competition to the Portugal. uh, so it will be exciting games for us. USA is a young team. It's a watch of they are a young lads. They can fire. They are a team to watch out, and they have really really Canada is participating in the first World Cup, I think so. If I'm not wrong, they have some some big names. We'll see that potential. So it will be a very interesting tournament. We will see how it performs. What you, Delvin?
All right. So Ojas by, please guys keep your comments coming in. It would be amazing that as long as the stream goes, the stream is as interactive as possible, and we can take a lot of fan insights and people from the comment section. Your insights or analysis also would be appreciated. So keep the comments rolling in. Like Ojas Bhai says, it looks like a rather boring opening game. I mean, you cannot say anything about the opening game. I mean, we all expected Russia and Saudi in the last opening game to be a goalless draw, but then Russia ended up putting five past them, and then so you just there is nothing you can say about the opening game. It's the most, while it is the tournament opener, it is the most unpredictable game in any World Cup. The opening game has to be the most unpredictable game in any World Cup. uh, durvesh Durvesh Rajesh says Brazil and Portugal. So he believed Brazil and Portugal are the favorites as per him. Munawar Bhai says Belgium will win, uh, a rather leftist prediction, which remains to be seen how far it goes. Kushagra believes Portugal. Let's go. All right, we see about that. Moses sir, let's come to you now. Now everyone, I think by now everyone is aware of the background surrounding this World Cup, the controversial nature of it, the fact that it has constantly been in the headlines over the years ever since it's won the right to host this World Cup for all the wrong reasons, be it human rights violations, be it the fact that be it the lack of limited area due to the sheer size of the nation, whether it will not be able to hold a global tournament of such magnitude with fans around the world flocking in to witness the spectacle. And then the most the most recent ones, that is sale of alcohol being banned in stadiums and so on and so forth, and its stance on the LGBTQIA plus society as well. So let's just put all this aside for a second. And now that the World Cup is right on our head, the fans across the country are flocking in. You see people jubilant. There is a jubilant atmosphere all around the country. The immigrants, I mean, 90% of Qatar's population, that is, they are walking around with a sense of pride, saying that this is our World Cup and not the Sheikh's World Cup. So, I mean, if even if one of the most hardliner people who come in to watch the World Cup and they are against the World Cup, I mean, once when you're in there, is there a sense of guilt that you're kind of drawn into the festive fervor of the World Cup? I mean, because at the end of the day, this is what the World Cup is about, right? Bringing all cultures, all people together. This is the one time in football where people tend to forget their race, they tend to forget their religion, they tend to forget what social standing they are from. And this is the one time where people dance shoulder to shoulder, people banter shoulder to shoulder, and it's just one big festival. So how exactly are you making your thoughts on now that the World Cup is right upon us, and with all these negatives aside?
Look, first, I mean, Football World Cup is the biggest sporting festival, according to me, on the planet.
Sure,
Um,
definitely.
People who follow different sports disciplines like athletics or swimming, etc., would argue that Olympics is because football is a part of Olympics too. But I just believe that football by far exceeds anything else that brings the planet together. Now, it's one thing that you get given the rights to host the World Cup, right? And it's quite the other to actually see through. And the reason why I say that is, it's kind of had a dominoes effect on Qatar, unfortunately. It started with them getting the host and then being embroiled in corruption. And then, like you rightly mentioned, the human rights issue. Beyond that, there's also the fact that there was a lot of labor exploitation that happened in order to get the stadiums and the venues and the facilities prepared on time. And then the recent ones, like I think the Dutch or the Denmark media was stopped filming something there. Then there was things about alcohol not being served, and so look, it's just like I said, it's a dominoes effect. Once you have one thing negative happening, then you have one thing after the other that keeps happening until unless you have strong personalities there to put an hold to it and try and spin it around in the best way they can. Even I mean, if you recall, even Gary Neville went on to Qatar to do one of his series as to how effective the World Cup would be, and he did apparently happen to have asked a question to one of the organizers that what's your take on the alcohol policy, and there wasn't any clear cut answer back then in that particular interview. But then now it's pretty much clear what's happening right now. That and look, I'm not surprised for reasons of their own. If they are against consumption of alcohol in public places, then look, let's respect it. There are laws in other countries which football fans are not expected to go and break just because it's a football World Cup. So for people to have a go at Qatar that they'll not allow alcohol to be had in open places, that is their law. Let's be clear about it, right? So similarly, tomorrow some other country might have another law. It doesn't mean that just FIFA World Cup is happening, so people, the fans, can walk in and break that particular side of the law. It just look, it doesn't happen. So I would respect why they're not allowing alcohol in public places, but they're not saying no to it altogether. You can be in bars, you can be in your rooms, in your hotels, you could be anywhere to consume it. They're just not letting it happen openly in the stadium. That's a restriction. Um, Apart from that, look, I'm excited that the World Cup is here. Um, and This World Cup is going to probably be the swan song for two of the best footballing giants that the world has seen for the last 2 decades. Ronaldo and Messi will be calling it a day after this World Cup. And I've not minced my words in saying in all our previous videos, wherever I've been live with you, that I just hope Ronaldo does it, Messi doesn't. But then I'm also an England fan, so I hope England wins it as well. But yeah, look, beyond the legends that are going to call it a day, which is Ronaldo and Messi, which is, I mean, you call them a GOAT, but the legends of the game for whom this could be the last World Cup. And, so, I mean, if I can recall them from the top of my head, who would it be? I mean, Ronaldo, Messi already mentioned. Who else could it be? I mean, I'm like, um,
Even Neymar
Neymar,
seems to be.
Neymar,
Yes,
yeah,
yes, Neymar.
Neymar, and amongst the other established names, it could be Mbappe. Um, you could
Last
be
World Cup.
looking at, no, not
No,
last World Cup. I'm saying amongst the established players, for whom this could be a big World Cup.
This could.
Last World Cup,
This
I
is even
presume yes.
Neymar's. This is even Neymar's last World Cup.
Is it?
Yeah, he's told many places that this could be his last World Cup as well.
Okay, okay.
Well,
I
he's
mean,
not convinced. He's not
unfortunately,
convinced on the decision, but in all intents and purposes, he thinks that this is going to be his last.
I mean, unfortunately, Karim Benzema got injured. Otherwise, it was his last World Cup too. That's a
Yeah,
little that's a real
could
dampener.
be
So
Modric's last World Cup as well. He's
Modric's last
36.
World Cup. Would it be the last World Cup for Harry
Kevin
Kane? Would he ever win
Kevin De
anything? I
Bruyne.
don't know.
I think it
Kevin
could
De
be
Bruyne, I
one
think,
more.
probably has another World Cup in him.
They're the same
Um,
age,
But
Kane and De Bruyne. So I think there'd be another
yeah,
World Cup for them. Not sure,
yeah,
but
Kane.
then let's wait. Yeah, it could be.
Okay.
hmm,
So yeah, I mean, those are the players, and the ones to watch out for would always be the younger lot. You have Mbappe, you have who? I mean, from United point of view, if I was to say Martinez, Anthony, um,
Rashford.
Dalot, Rashford, Bruno. So I mean, there are players to look out for. But then yes, I'm definitely looking forward to it. I, as a football fan, would like to clutter myself out of the so-called negativity around Qatar. There's nothing much can be done about it. The World Cup is here. The games are starting in what, next hour or hour and a half. So yeah, what I would say is that let's just embrace it and not read too much into it. And I'll be honest enough in saying one pretty much simple thing. When the World Cup was hosted by Japan, I think it was Japan that held hosted it
Japan
a
and South
few
Korea. Japan and
Japan and
South
South
Korea.
Japan and South Korea. Look, the Western media wasn't too happy with it being given to Japan and South Korea either. So they were talking all sorts of nonsense back then as well. That's exactly what the Western media is doing right now. They're all over the shop with regards to they're not being allowed this, women are not being allowed to expose their knees and shoulders. I mean, surely, I mean, 90% of these of the countries on this world do not allow drugs to be consumed in their countries. Are you trying to tell me that the next World Cup, if it was to happen in the United States of America, America will be open with people having drugs on their streets because it's FIFA World Cup? No. So I mean, let's be a little realistic about it. If Qatar says their law doesn't allow alcohol to be consumed in public, respect that and get on with the game that you're there to support.
Fair enough, fair enough. Melissa, I'll just continue with you. We spoke about the fact that this World Cup will be the swan song of some of the greats. And it could be the swan song of some of the teams as well. I mean, this could be the last World Cup for some of Belgium's golden generation.
Yeah,
This could be the last World Cup for that entire Croatian nexus, that entire core which went into the finals of the World Cup. I mean, all
right.
of them find themselves on the wrong sides of 30. But on the flip side, you see a lot of young players making their way in. I mean, there is Mbappe in here. There are a lot of younger players who are itching to make their mark in the competition. There's the likes of Bellingham. Then there's the likes of Musiala, who's going to be playing for Germany. Then there is Ansu Fati. There's Pedri. There's so many young players coming in. Hopefully, someday down the future, we also see Haaland gracing a World Cup with Norway.
Haaland,
Yeah.
there's Rafinha, there is
Yeah.
Dos Santos. I mean,
Yes, exactly.
I
And
mean,
all play. Yeah. So, do
the,
you
the, the
think
list is the
this
list is endless.
exactly? So, do you think this World Cup acts as that potential passing on the baton from one generation to another? We've had
It
people
definitely
who have defined. We've had people who have defined our game for so long. I mean, even though Modric and them find themselves a little bit behind the curve, but still they have made their impact on the game through not as much, but then their impact on today's game is pretty visible for young and upcoming footballers. So is this means there have been many other World Cups where that has passed, but is that feeling of one generation to another, that transition, a little bit more profound this World Cup in particular?
I mean, I totally agree with you. And I think the reason for that to happen is because, I mean, funnily enough, Ronaldo, in one of his very famed or unfamed interviews, depending which side of the line you sit on, did mention about player longevity. Now, this is probably the first time when you have the likes of Vinicius Junior and Gavi and the Rafinhas of this world who have been playing well for a good part of 3 to 4 years, while the likes of Modric, Ronaldo, Messi, whosoever is now are getting to the end of their career. I don't think the reason why I say I agree with you is because I do not see or do not recall a time wherein so many well established players will be calling it a day, and those so called next door names of players we have watched in Champions League or Europa or doing well in Spanish, English, or the German leagues coming to the fore. So, for the first time, it really does feel that way. I mean, there have been players who have retired previously after a World Cup or whatever, but just the sheer amount of talent coming through in the early 20s to mid 20s versus the sheer talent going out in their mid 30s to late 30s has never been this significant. I don't recall any World Cup or any European Championships or any significantly global sporting event where the talent shift will be as significant as this World Cup would see. Um, I mean, for what I know is you rightly mentioned about Belgium. I mean, they could go down in history just like England's golden generation of having absolutely produced nothing apart from a third. I mean, Belgium finished third, but England's golden generation, I don't think they finished third either. Um, there are players to look out for. There are teams to look out for. I mean, like Abhijit Bhai mentioned that Argentina, Brazil are favorites. I hope some pundits put Portugal and England in there as well. So, but then, yeah, I totally agree with you. The transition of talent this World Cup is going to be huge, in the sense that the mid 30s to late 30 players going out have been literally a part of our football space for the last 15 years. And taking over would be those who are in the early 20s and mid 20s, and that talent is scaringly excellent and brilliant as well.
Yeah, well, very, very, excuse me. Very well said and very intricately put. So now let's focus on the teams. We've spoken about the players, we've spoken about the transition, we've spoken about the World Cup in general, but let's speak about the teams. Abhishek bhai, who according to you are the overwhelming favorites to go all the way? One side, and you can just go on and talk about why exactly that team do you think will go all the way?
I think first team I would say Brazil, because Brazil have the very big very decent squad. They have the chance to thump in to in the world that we can, we are the dominants and we have won the World Cups, and they have totally transited in the manner that when Tite came in 2000, I think 14, I think 14, I guess he has totally changed the Brazilian team totally. He when he came, he won the, I think, gold medal for Olympics also. After that, he also won the Copa America. So he has transformed totally the Brazil team, and they have the squad where if you look at their forwards, they are the world's best, and they have in a very great form. Even the midfield, they have Casemiro, they have Paqueta. They all are they're ready to show their talent in the world football, and they're very eager and very to thump their victories in the World Cup. Another team I would say, I would say Argentina, because Argentina, if you say, मतलब उनका अगर हम उनका टीम देखें तो they are very balanced team. They have the team in any when it comes to the nationals, the Argentinians are वो एक united रहते हैं and that unity comes in the game, and they totally outperform the every team. uh, डेनमार्क भी हम कह सकते हैं कि एक ऐसा टीम है जो हम मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि वो काफ़ी दूर तक जाएगी. दे हैव द टीम दैट हु कैन एक्सप्रेस एंड मतलब वो थोड़ा-सा नर्व कैचिंग रहता है, मतलब वो टीम वहाँ पे डेनमार्क कैन क्रिस्टियन एरिक्सन, डॉलबर्ग, आई थिंक डैम्सगार्ड, और उनका आई थिंक उनका कीपर जो शिमाइकल है, he can be a vital, he has the experience, तो he can turn around कर सकता है. और एक मतलब पोर्चुगल आई वुड से 50-50, क्योंकि थोड़ा सा मतलब उनका डिफेंस मुझे थोड़ा सा शेकी लगता है. उनके पास प्लेयर्स जरूर है कि भाई रूबेन डियास है एक, मतलब और पेपे भी है, और इवन विलियम कार्वालो भी है, लेकिन आई डोंट सी दैट अप टू दैट. बट पोर्चुगल आर फेवरेट्स बिकॉज उनके पास वो वर्ल्ड क्लास प्लेयर्स है एंड दे कैन डिलीवर. उनकी टीम बहुत सही है, लेकिन उनका कोच बहुत गलत है. मतलब वो फुल पोटेंशियल तक लाके मतलब उनको यूटिलाइज करना, वो उनको नहीं जम रहा है, और दैट विल बी अ वाइटल फैक्टर. मतलब वो क्वार्टर फाइनल्स या सेम इवन क्वार्टर फाइनल्स तक जा सकती है, बट उसके बाद उनको कैरेक्टर दिखाना पड़ेगा कि भाई कि हम कुछ कर सकते हैं. सो दैट कैरेक्टर इज नीडेड इन द पोर्चुगल टीम. अगेन आई वुड से बेल्जियम का एक लास्ट जनरेशन है उनका, मतलब गोल्डन जनरेशन जैसे हमने डिस्कस किया है. मतलब केडी उनका मिडफील्ड मतलब सॉर्टेड है. वो दे कैन टर्न अराउंड, एंड केडीबी एंड लुकाकू, मतलब लुकाकू का मतलब ही इज कम फ्रॉम मतलब इंजरी से आए, ही कैन फायर अप, बट वी हैव टू सी. स्पेन एंड जर्मनी, मतलब जर्मनी है एक टीम जो मुझे लगता है कि दे कैन डू सम क्वाइट अपसेट्स इन द राउंड ऑफ 16 एंड क्वार्टर फाइनल्स. बट स्पेन का मैं मतलब गारंटी नहीं ले सकता, क्योंकि स्पेन के पास वो मतलब वो उनका ट्रांजिशन चल रहा है. उनका कोच बहुत अच्छा है, एंड वो मतलब काफ़ी डीप गेम लेके जाएंगे और लास्ट मिनट को मतलब वो स्कोर कर सकते हैं, मतलब ऐसा कुछ ट्रांजिशन कर सकते हैं। आई डोंट सी दैट जर्मनी का मतलब एक मैं देख सकता हूँ, क्योंकि जर्मनी अपने अगर देखा है तो वो बहुत ही ज़्यादा स्कोर कर चुके हैं, मतलब क्वालिफायर्स में देखो या फिर इन इवन इन द नेशंस लीग दे हैव परफॉर्म वेरी वेल। तो जर्मनी मुझे एक मतलब प्रॉमिसिंग टीम लग रही है, क्योंकि उनके पास अच्छा मिडफील्ड है, एक्सपीरियंस है। वो गुंडवाना और किमिच जैसा प्लेयर्स जो हमारे जो मिडफील्ड में है उनके, दे कैन रियली रियली थिंग्स चेंज अराउंड और वो कर सकते हैं। बाकी मतलब मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि थोड़े अफ्रीकन नेशंस का मुझे थोड़ा-सा दबदबा लगेगा, लेकिन आई डोंट थिंक सो मतलब वो वहाँ तक जा जा पाएँगे। दे कैन डू सम अपसेट्स, बट उसके अलावा मतलब ज़्यादा मतलब आई डोंट सी एनीथिंग गोइंग अप टू दैट फार, अप टू क्वार्टर फाइनल्स और सेमीफाइनल्स। आई थिंक फ्रांस फ्रांस हैव मतलब फ्रांस का टीम भी अच्छा है, मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि वो उनके सॉर्टेड है, बट वो एक कर्स बोलते हैं जो हमारे 2002 से वो चल रहा है, वो वो किक इन करेगा शायद। और वो हमने देखा है, आई थिंक अराउंड 20 इयर्स मैंने देखा है मैंने फुटबॉल के, तो मुझे भी पता है कि भाई ये कर्स है और वो किक इन करेगा। और मैं मतलब वो आई थिंक दैट विल वर्क एंड फ्रांस विल बी आउट इन द ग्रुप स्टेज ओनली। आई डोंट थिंक उनके उनका मतलब कितने प्लेयर्स अभी इंजर होके बाहर गए, एंकुकू होगा, बेंजेमा हो गया, राफेल वारन भी आई थिंक शायद इंजर हो गया है, ऐसा मुझे न्यूज़ में आया है। बट आई डोंट थिंक मतलब ये नहीं। स्विट्ज़रलैंड स्विट्ज़रलैंड एक टीम है जो एक मतलब ये कर सकती है, मतलब अपसेट कर सकती है, मतलब कोई भी बड़ी टीम अगर वो आ सकती है तो। तो ओवरऑल मैं देखूँ तो मतलब जो हमारे यंग जनरेशन है, जो हमारे मतलब मोजू भाई ने जो बोला है उन्होंने सर ने, तो यंग जनरेशन का वो ट्रांजिशन है। और वो मतलब एक वी हैव हैंडिंग दैट वर्ल्ड दिस जनरेशन की भाई ये नया फुटबॉल है, एक्सप्रेसिव है, एंड वी वांट टू शोकेस द टैलेंट दैट वर्ल्ड वांट्स, एंड वी विल शो इट, एंड यू नो वो ये करेंगे। लेलन भाई।
All right. So, like Trihak Mokro asks for our panelists, means including me, which country do we guys support? So, I and Mojo sir are supporting England this World Cup. अभिजीत भाई आप कौन सी टीम को सपोर्ट कर रहे हो ये वर्ल्ड कप में?
आई एम सपोर्टिंग ब्राजील एंड पोर्चुगल,
All
स्पेशली
right,
ब्राजील आई
Brazil
वुड से।
and okay, all right. So Brazil and Portugal. All right, so speaking about France, Mojo sir, let's come to the defending champions. I mean, uh, almost that nucleus which was responsible for France winning the World Cup last time around is absent in the form of their engine room, that is their midfield. So Pogba and N'Golo Conte have already been ruled out due to injuries that they had before the World Cup even starting, and even then they still managed to put out a pretty formidable squad, which says a lot about the quality that they have and the options that they have at their disposal. But then when they entered into the preparation mode, it seems like disaster has struck them like a pack of now players are falling around injured like flies. First we had Nkunku who got injured due to a freak tackle. Varane has not been completing training sessions for the past few days. While he did complete a training session yesterday, an entire training session, there were a few days which he wasn't entirely 100% in the training sessions. So was Chouameni in that place. Then we have the Ballon d'Or winner Karim Benzema, who was officially ruled out of the tournament yesterday. With Deschamps also going on saying that he will not be calling in a replacement for Karim Benzema. Now, this is the first time that a Ballon d'Or winner will not be playing the World Cup since 1980s, since the 1980s, I guess. I'm not sure what date exactly, but this will be the first time that a Ballon d'Or winner will not be gracing the World Cup. So, I mean, at this point, even Deschamps will be thinking that he's cursed and the entire French nation is cursed. And it seems like the curse of the group stage for the World Cup winners already started even before a ball has been kicked in this tournament. Uh, so, what do you make of the side after the injuries now? So, in place of Nkunku, France have called in Kolo Muani, who plays for Frankfurt in the Bundesliga. That is the only change that they have done so far, with uh, with no with no replacement for Benzema. So France are going to approach this World Cup with a 25-man squad. So, what do you make of this side after the injuries? How far do you think this side will go? Keeping the group stage curse aside, I mean, I mean, even though we feel that they're going to go out, I mean, they on paper they look too good to go out of the group stages. But yes, that's a discussion for another day. But how far do you think they will go, and what do you make of the squad after the injuries that they have faced so far?
Yeah, I mean, you're absolutely right. I mean, they are besieged with all sorts of nonsense. And but I mean, look, they are a defending champion, and I don't think they would come into this World Cup without really having backup plans or the pedigree that they can challenge right till the end. I mean, for the injuries that you mentioned, yes, but then you also got to take into account they still have do they have Jules Koundé there?
Yes, they do.
They do,
They
and
do.
then they'll probably have they'll probably have Griezmann as well. They have Mbappe as
Yes.
well. So,
Yes.
so I would say the front line, so to speak, looks still strong enough.
Yeah, it's the same
Um,
front line that was there in the 2018 World Cup with Giroud, Mbappe, and Griezmann ahead.
yeah.
It's the same
So I
one
mean,
as 18.
yeah. So I'm sure over the last 15, 20 days or last week 10 days, ever since the leagues have been called off, France would have looked at the best combinations that they can have through the midfield and to the defense. But I mean, look, we're very much like the English and the Spanish and the Germans. France have a wealth of talent. So, yes, it is difficult to replace a Ballon d'Or winner. Yes, it is difficult to replace one of the two players that you mentioned have been injured recently. Uh, but I would trust France to go through. So probably, I mean, I don't believe they'll go through beyond the so-called quarterfinals because some is at a World Cup stage for the injuries that you have had to your key players does come forth and become an issue once you start hitting the quarterfinals kind of level, and that's where I believe France can make up. France can get to, but given the problems they've had, I think it'll be difficult for them to go all the way. So group stages they will definitely qualify from. So, I mean, who do they have in the groups? I mean, France has
France has Denmark, Australia, and
Tunisia.
Tunisia. Yeah.
Tunisia.
yeah. So I mean, barring Denmark, I don't think Australia and Tunisia are going to create much of a problem for France. No way. I
Although
think
they
France
do,
will go through.
yeah, they do enter the World Cup having only won one of the last six games that they've faced. So that's
Oh,
another
France.
concern. Yeah, France. The only
I
win
mean, look,
that the only win they
qualifying.
had was no in the Nations League, not the qualifying campaign.
Okay.
In the recent Nations League, they played six games in a group which had Denmark, which had Austria, and which had Croatia. So Denmark beat them both times. They drew once against Croatia and lost against them, and they drew once against Austria and beat them, which is the only win in their last six games.
Yeah. So I'm under therefore. I mean, that's what I would say that Denmark is the only team that would worry them.
Yeah.
But I don't think Australia and Tunisia are going to create any much of a problem. So I do believe, despite whatever issues France have, they will go through the group stages. But I don't see them going through beyond quarterfinals.
So Triak Mokro once again asks, do you guys think Morocco has a chance against Croatia? I mean, look, by the looks of this question, I believe he is a Moroccan fan. And I'll take this. I do believe that Morocco have a lot of talent up their sleeve. They have Hakim Ziyech, they have Achraf Hakimi. They have quite a lot of players who can make a difference. Uh, it will be a close game with the Croatian midfield, but I think Morocco has a fair. I think Morocco has a fighting chance against Croatia. Whether or not they will be able to beat them, that's a different thing. But I do think that Morocco might get a draw against Croatia. So I think Morocco could draw against Croatia, and if things do go their way, I think they're more than capable of getting a result as well. So yeah, to answer your question, Trihak, I do think that Morocco do have a good chance against Croatia, provided they do the things that they're supposed to do absolutely spot on.
Delvin, could I just join you back in about, say, 15 minutes? Because I have my son waiting on a video call.
Sure,
So
sure.
just
Works,
give me
works,
some time.
works.
I'll be back in
Yeah,
about 10,
sure,
15
sure.
minutes.
Sure, no problem. Works for me.
Sorry,
Yeah,
guys.
that's it. No, no problem. All right. Abhijit, let's come to you now. Let's talk about the South American teams in particular. We have Brazil, we have Uruguay, we have Argentina, and we have Ecuador. The four teams. Now, you did say Brazil and Argentina are favorites, but what do you make of Uruguay and Ecuador? I mean,
You
yeah.
know,
What are
uh, yes. Kushagra, you want to say anything
I'll
about
come to
Uruguay?
Kushal first. I'll
आप
come to
बोलो आप
Uruguay.
बोलो.
Okay, okay,
You
okay,
can.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I think that's the group H where
Group.
Uruguay is playing.
Yes, Uruguay
Group
is in
H.
Group
Yes,
H. Correct. Yes.
yes. सी यूरोगवे के पास मतलब एक टर्न ऑफ एक्सपीरियंस है, उनके पास बहुत सारा एक्सपीरियंस है, आप एडिनसन कवानी ले लो, लुइस सुआरेज ले लो, डियोगो गॉर्डिन ले लो, मतलब उनके पास दे हैव सो मच एक्सपीरियंस ऑफ अ वर्ल्ड कप, दे हैव कम फार फ्रॉम अवे, बट उनके पास वो एक कॉम्बिनेशन है कि यूथ भी है और मतलब उनके पास एक्सपीरियंस भी है, द बोथ भी कंबाइन, दे कैन डू सम एक्सप्लोसिव थिंग्स. हमें पता है कि उरुग्वे टीम क्या दे प्ले फिजिकली, दे काउंटर पे खेलो और मतलब फिजिकली खेलो, दे कैन डिस्ट्रॉय एवरीथिंग, डिस्ट्रॉय एनी टीम ऑन दैट डे. आप इवन इन द आई थिंक लास्ट वर्ल्ड कप में जैसे पोर्चुगल को हराया था, आई थिंक द सेम थिंग कैन हैपन इन दिस वर्ल्ड कप. उनके पास टैलेंट्स है, मतलब आई थिंक वालवर्डे है, पेलिस्त्री है, इवन डार्विन नूनेज है, तो यू कैन यूटिलाइज दिस यंग गन्स, और मतलब वालवर्डे तो अभी देख रहे हो कि क्या खेल रहा है, मतलब ही इज ऑन द टॉप फॉर्म, ही कैन सिंगल हैंडली डू एनीथिंग टू विन द गेम्स. सो पोर्चुगल को देखना पड़ेगा कि भाई आप क्या टैक्टिक्स यूज करेंगे जो फिजिकली खेलता है. अनदर आपने कौन सा बोला था?
Ecuador.
एक्वाडोर.
Ecuador is in Group
एक्वाडोर,
A.
हाँ, ग्रुप ए. आई डोंट थिंक मतलब उनके पास उतना चांस है, मतलब आई थिंक दे दे रिप्रेजेंट अफ्रीकन नेशंस, सॉरी साउथ अमेरिकन. आई डोंट वो चलेगा यहाँ पे, आई थिंक उनका उनका कोई मतलब थंपिंग कोई अपसेट नहीं रहेगा. दे डोंट हैव दैट मच चांस इन दिस वर्ल्ड कप, गिवन द टीम दैट दे डू वेल, बट जो उन्होंने किया था पिछले बहुत साल पहले, मतलब दे कैन डू समथिंग, बट आई डोंट सी एनी चांस उनके पास जो है.
Fair enough. Kushagra, let's come to you. First of all, hope you're doing well, and uh, and I hope you are equally excited for the World Cup as we are. So now we come to the Central American nations. I mean, we have Mexico, we have USA, we have Canada, we have Costa Rica. These four sides. So out of these four sides, who do you think has the potential to go the furthest in this World Cup? And how do you feel? Uh, how do you feel will USA be able to give a tough challenge to the England side in their group? Or the same you can talk about the likes of Canada, Costa Rica, or even Mexico for that matter. Who do you think has the potential to go far? And who do you think will be that team which will, which will be which will have a disappointing performance out of the four?
Right, yeah. So thank you for having me here. Firstly, yeah. So I think the American side, they are quite nice. They have a Christian Pulisic obviously, and I think their right back Yedlin, if I'm not wrong, he's also like a great player. I think the American side is quite strong, and yeah, they can like definitely give a challenge to the Englishmen. And I even like not just the USA, I think even Iran, they can be a good challenge for England. So it's an interesting group that they are in. Coming on to the other team, I think the Mexicans are also quite strong. at least on like the games that I've seen of them, they can be like one of the underdogs of the tournament. So yeah, definitely, if I have to say, out of the four names that you said, I think USA and Team Mexico, I think they can be a force, and they can't be taken that lightly. Coming on to Costa Rica, to be honest, I haven't really seen the squad that they have, or do they have any like big names or like any players that we know?
Keylor Navas.
Oh, of course, yeah. So he's
No,
like the one
even
man army there.
Even Joel
no,
Campbell is there. There's Joel
Yeah,
Campbell also. Uh, but I think in terms of Costa Rica is basically this team is one of the youngest teams coming into this World Cup. I mean, in throughout their run up through the qualification campaign, their manager has given opportunities to almost 77 players throughout the
wow,
time in their qualification campaign, and he's handed out debuts to as much as 22 players that throughout in this span, which means he's given debuts to almost two separate teams. So basically, he's gone on and picked up players based on the performances that they have shown throughout the qualifying campaign and throughout the opportunities given to them. So
yeah,
this team is a relative unknown for our whole set of fans, but then there are some familiar names. I mean, obviously Keylor Navas will be expected to marshal that goal line and marshal his defense in front of him.
yeah,
Then
yeah,
you have Joel Campbell from the wings. So yeah, they might be a pleasant surprise, but then again, I don't see them going very far.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Whether they will be able to replicate the 2014 success where they made it till the quarterfinals remains to be seen, whether or not. But then, all in all, they have a really good team, and they could have a few shock results here and there. And in these World Cups, it's always about that one good result, and then it can always things can go in your favor.
Right,
Uh,
right.
yeah,
And you also talked about like there was another team I think I didn't mention about the fourth
that's
team,
Canada. Canada.
Canada. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
hmm,
Any players that we can like see there who are
Jonathan David,
Alfonso, Jonathan David, and Alfonso
Jonathan
Davis.
Davis. Yeah,
Alfonso
obviously
Davis
big
Alfonso
also.
Davis.
players,
Yeah, I think he is the
big
captain
players.
of this squad, right?
Yes,
Yes, he is. He is.
Yeah, but I don't
and
know how
even
much will he be
Alfonso,
able to do it on a.
even Kushagra and Devin Bhai, they are Alfonso Davis is selected as a forward, not as a left back.
He plays as a winger for
He
Canada.
can play
Yes,
Huh,
on the wing, that's not an
he
issue
can.
for him.
He can
huh,
basically play every position. I think
yes,
he was initially was lifted as a midfielder, but then he was listed as a forward. But then he plays wing back also. So he can play. He's like David Alaba. He can play anywhere as and when the side requires him to. So that's a good thing.
and
That's a good quality to
and
have.
and they even if I want to mention that in the qualifiers they were the top in the group, and they have scored so many goals in the
Yeah,
qualifiers.
yeah,
So definitely team to watch out, Canada.
yeah.
They can
I mean,
upset Croatia.
there have been many
What do you say?
teams which have done. There have been many teams. I do agree that they have had an amazing qualifying campaign, but then again, there are many teams who come to the World Cup on the back of amazing qualifying campaigns, but then they're not able to replicate those performances at the tournament because the difference is very stark. Whereas in qualification campaigns you only have your team and the away team. I mean, but in a tournament such as the World Cup, you have the eyes of the whole world on you. So obviously the performances become a little difficult, and you'd want to you want to keep face as well. So it you have to wait and see how this Canadian side approaches things. So let's talk about that. So we have Triak Moko showing us love. I sub and like you guys. You know what you're talking about, and you have great football knowledge. So thank you so much. I really appreciate the love that you've shown us, and this is why we are here. At the end of the day, this content is only for people like you all, so that we enjoy, and we also enjoy doing this every single day because there are people who show us the love, show us the appreciation that we need and that we enjoy, so that we enjoy doing it. At the end of the day, this content is for you guys. So keep on putting in your comments. Keep those comments rolling, and let's make this stream as interactive as possible. Hello, Vishal bhai. Hope you are doing well. Hope you are doing good too.
Shabai.
Good to see you. So Abhijit and Kushal, this question is for both of you all. We spoke about the Central American and the American teams. We spoke about the South American teams. Let us talk about the African teams now. Now, from a long time, we are seeing the African teams, you know, being on the verge of doing something really special, but then they fall short. I mean, take Ghana's example for 2010. They were just one penalty away from making the semi-finals, and unfortunately, they missed that and ended up losing the quarterfinals. And ever since then, while in 2014 we had Nigeria who made the round of 16, in 2018 none of the African nations could make the knockout stages of the World Cup. So will this year be different? So this year we have Senegal, the AFCON champions. We have Cameroon, who were the semi-finalists in the African Cup of Nations. We have Ghana, who somehow managed to scrape their way through, and we have Tunisia and Morocco making up the five African nations. We've already spoken about Morocco, where I feel that Morocco can have a decent chance if they do the things correctly. What do you make about the other four nations? I mean, we obviously know that Sadio Mane is ruled out of the World Cup, and Sadio Mane is the talisman of that Senegalese side, no matter the amount of quality that they have. Uh, no matter the quality that that side has, Sadio Mane remains their talisman. Sadio Mane is that key player around which that Senegal side is built. Not having him is obviously going to make a massive, massive difference in the way Senegal play their football. But in the group that they have, they still have realistic chances of making out of that group. So, so let us talk about the African nations. Which African nation among these five do you think will go further, and which and do you think that we will see an African nation in the semi-finals of the World Cup for the first time this year?
Uh, I think Ghana is the team to watch. I would say because they have big names. I think Jordan Ayew, again Thomas Partey, Kudus, and I think Tariq Lamptey. Huh. Tariq Lamptey. These are the big team. Big names in the Ghana team, and we all know that Tariq Lamptey and even. um this Thomas Partey and Jordan Ayew, they have a lot of experience to play in the football, and they can utilize this experience and take the team to, I guess, to quarterfinals. I would say, because they have the team who can play physically or even in the counter attacks. They have some not renowned names, but the Ghanan team is really really watched to watch. Apart from that, uh, Senegal. We talked about Senegal now, so I think Cameroon. Yes, Cameroon. You know, uh, I think they did good in 2002 and 2004. I think they had the decent tournament in that, but I don't think so. Cameroon can go past in the group stage, because they have very strong opposition in that group, Serbia and Switzerland. So I don't think Cameroon can go forward in the after the group stage. Uh, Even after I think Morocco, you said only the individual talent can do that. They can pull it off, but I don't think they can create anything. Only I would say Ghana and Senegal. Senegal, even if Sadio Mane misses, they have some team. Mendy can be near in one of a game, and he can do some magic. But if Sadio Mane you would have been in the team, then I would really really would have appreciated. The team becomes different. They have different mindset when they play. They have Sadio Mane in the team.
All right. So before we go ahead and we speak, the lineups for the Qatar versus Ecuador game are out. So for Qatar, we have Al Sheeb on goal, Al Rawi, Kuki, Hassan, and Pedro Miguel, the defense. We have Hatem, Boudiaf, Al Hedos, uh, Onan Ahmed in midfield. And we have Almoz Ali and Akram Afif as the forward. So by the looks of it, it looks like they're playing a 4-4-2. And as far as Ecuador are concerned, Galindez in goal, Preciado, Torres, Hincapi, Estupinian from Brighton making up their defense. Ibarra, Mendes, Moises Caicedo from Brighton again, the midfield. And then we have Estrada, Eno Valencia, and Plata making the forward line. So looks like Ecuador, by the looks of their lineup, are playing a 4-3-3. So two different teams playing two different formations. About to be very interesting with a 4-4-2 from Qatar and 4-3-3 from the side of the Ecuadorians. So we'll have to wait and see how that game progresses, how the game starts. And till that time, let's take a few comments. Vishal Bhai says, I still don't have that vibe of the football World Cup. I mean, you're not alone in that. A lot of people do feel that way, but then at the end of the day, it is a World Cup, and I, for one, am excited, and so are the people in this panel. So we are definitely excited, and I hope as the tournament progresses, even you get the excitement going in. Uh, Vishal also says that the semi-finals will be between two European and two South American teams. Rather interesting prediction. We'll have to wait and see about that. But then, yeah, you're not far off in saying that. So let's hope and see that it is there. Prakash Mondal voicing his support for Brazil, saying "Let's go Brazil," and Abhijit Bhai will join in that as well. And Vishal Bhai once again says, "Let anyone win it apart from Argentina and Portugal." Rather interesting, and I hope too. Uh, I mean, at this point, I'm sick and tired of the narratives running around Messi and Ronaldo, and I genuinely hope that it's not the case. Uh, so let's hope that it happens. But then I genuinely feel out of if anyone out of Argentina or Portugal will make the latter stages, I think Argentina has that edge. But then again, we'll have to wait and see on that.
Delvin bhai,
So
why I say Portugal, because there is another one jinx factor also. If you
the highest
saw the
goal
reels
scorer of the
going,
Euros. Highest goal scorer
yes,
of the Euros.
yes,
Yes, yes, I've seen that. I've
it's
seen.
going from 2008, I think so. That could kick in by, if you see Fernando Torres winning that 2008, and they won the 2010. Miroslav Klose winning the 2012 the Golden Boot, and they won the 2014. Griezmann won the
Griezmann
2016.
16 and
Huh,
then 18. Yes, correct,
huh,
correct.
yes, and in 2020 Ronaldo won the Golden Boot, and
Yeah.
yeah, it might
Let's
be.
let's
So
see.
that's why,
Let's see exactly. Let's see. Let's look at
yes,
that. Yeah.
that's why
Let's
I am
let's.
supporting. That curse
Yeah.
can kick in.
So we've spoken about Africa, we've spoken about America and Central America, we've spoken about South America. Let's focus our glance on the Asian side. So now from Asia, we obviously have the host, that is Qatar. We have Saudi Arabia, we have Japan, we have South Korea, and we have Australia, who's considered part of Asia. So these are the teams that are there. And to be quite honest, I do not have a lot of expectations from the Asian side, apart from perhaps maybe South Korea, but who I think are the only team who I have any expectations of making it past the group stages. I think I, for one thing, Saudi also has a good chance of making it out of the group stages. But then I don't have any other expectations from any of the Asian sides. I do not know much about Japan. Australia just about managed to make their way into the World Cup, and Qatar, not really something that I'm familiar with their style as well. Even though they have been consistently top of the Asian football circuit, but then again, it's a different proposition playing against some of the best sides in the world, and with Netherlands also there, I don't think Qatar could have much say. So as far as Asia is concerned, I think it's only South Korea and to an extent Saudi Arabia, not any other sides. Vishal Bhai says, let's see if France keeps the tradition of defending champions getting knocked out in the group stage going. We did have a discussion about this, and we do feel that they are too good to be knocked out of the group stages. But then who knows? Who knows? I mean, the curse is already working if injuries are to be taken into account, and with the amount of key players that they're missing from the side, it's a genuine possibility. It's a realistic possibility. Now let's come to the biggest representation as far as continents are concerned, that is Europe. Now there are a lot of European teams who we know are not will not be able to make it that far out of the group stages. But then again, there are some of the usual suspects as well. So we talk. Let's talk about the likes of likes
Can,
about. Oh yeah, there is
we can
also Iran. There's also
yes.
Iran who I missed. There's also Iran who I missed.
Hello
So
guys,
yeah.
morning.
Hi Vishal bhai, good
Yes.
evening and good
Good
morning to
evening.
you.
Yes,
Yes,
it's
exactly.
World
Yeah,
Cup
yeah,
morning.
yeah.
World
Yes,
Cup
exactly.
morning.
So
So
I've
How
been hearing
excited?
you're having some. I'm pretty much excited, though it is a subtle feeling. I've been going through comments. I think Vishal mentioned that it's not having those World Cup vibes. Yeah, maybe it is not having, because people have mixed feelings. They feel that maybe the World Cup will gradually groove into them, but for the starting part, as it has been, I have not seen this. These type of vibes for World Cup till now, but let's just hope it build on to it, and maybe
right.
Abhishar
that
bhai,
the next
how is
time.
the how is the weather there?
How is
How
the
is the World Cup
Yeah.
fever?
atmosphere?
Is
How is the
atmosphere
atmosphere
there?
in the US as far as the World Cup is concerned?
Yes, yes, it's pretty good for World Cup, because and they are more excited, for the 2026 World Cup. I'm not saying they are not excited about this, but they have pretty much young team, the USMNT, United States men's national team. So they are pretty much excited for the 2026 World Cup, because that will be going to be held over in US. So maybe you guys can join it. We have a stadium nearby only in 20 kilometers, so we can go together. So apart from that, they have very young team. Like even their best player, what they say, Captain America Christian Pulisic, he is also like in early 20s. So they expect that their team, which is pretty much new, though they are making in the world stages now, they have recognized players now. They have a setup which is getting established. In 4 years' time, they'll be having very good system. And yes, as Vishal has mentioned, soccer versus football is that's gonna be great game. Yeah, they play football here, which is not actually football. They'll be having a ball in their hand and they'll run, and they'll call it a football. On earth, that is football. But yeah, that's later part of it. And Dilwin, as you were mentioning, they on the expectation from the Asian side. I while I was joining in, I was hearing you. So I think that there would be huge expectation from Japan. I expect them to maybe be the giant killer of this whole World Cup. Even Qatar would not let. Qatar has very good defense. That is, they do not let teams score very easily. So Qatar may influence some of the result, but Japan, I see them as a giant killer. They'd be, knocking some team out of the window, and then we'll start considering, okay, there is also Japan. So those both team, I consider them for my personal favorite. I'd be going Belgium. I don't know
Belgium.
this generation of Belgium. Those all 11 players, they have been MVPs in their side. Let it be Eden Hazard when he was in Chelsea, Kevin De Bruyne when he was in uh, this thing, City, and Lukaku, and now Trossard. So there have been very great players. So those who are there in the Belgium side, maybe that's their ultimate chance to leave some impression as a national side. Last time also they have made very far. But yes, if they could, get that ultimate push of having their name etched in the World Cup history, that will be great. And they have been consistently on the top two ranks for quite some time, but they do not have any trophy to show. So that's what it is. Like we can say, for any team you could be very good. So Portugal is not considered pretty much as that to the top notch team until Ronaldo, and they've made to the Euro. So since then, they people have started considering them. Then okay, this team is good, this team is very good, but this team can get silverware as well. So those are two different things, and World Cup is altogether different monster. So you need to be consistently on your peak. If there would be one half that you are not good, doing good, there would be bye bye, bid adieu for you. That's over.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So we were talking about Europe in general. Now we know that there are some teams who may or may not make it past the first round. But then we also have the usual suspects, like we have the likes of England, we have the likes of France, Germany, Spain, Belgium. Then we have some powerhouses like Switzerland, like Denmark, and then not to forget Wales also. I might forget some European teams, but in majority these are the teams that will be there. So
Yeah,
who
these three
according to
would be.
yeah who
Sorry.
according to you will go the furthest among this current crop of European teams? Because we are seeing that a lot of these big teams, for example Germany and Spain, are in their cycle of transition. Like they have they have moved on from their veterans who have defined the team for so long, and now they have given a chance to an entirely new and fresh crop of exciting youngsters coming up. So there is a transition there, and some of them have not had that of a wow qualification campaign. Some of them have stumbled and then found their way across. So, what are your thoughts on this European representation? Because we also need to keep in mind that these conditions will not be the best of allies for them as far as the geopolitical stance is concerned, where they're playing a World Cup in the Middle East, which is one of the hottest places in the world, not
Yes.
just Qatar. Even though it is November, and even though there are air conditioning technologies which will make sure that the temperatures are at a maximum, you have to still keep in mind that this is an entirely alien condition, and players will be playing here for at least 2 to 3 weeks, if not the entire month. So based on that, what do you think, Abhishar, by which team has the wherewithal, the quality, and the resources to go furthest in the tournament as far as the European nations are concerned?
So for my like observation, I feel anyway, I'd be biased towards Belgium, so I'll not
Yes, yeah,
mention them.
definitely.
Yeah. So apart from Belgium, I see Portugal with their creativity part with both the flanks, Cancelo and Dalot, and being Bruno Fernandes in the mid and having Bilva as well. I see Portugal making a longer run, but yes, that should be very much to do with their coach and also with CR7. So I hope that he does not start all of those crucial matches. I see. Um, I'm not sure that whether he would be having that much influence onto it on the results. But their creativity, if that converts into chances, Portugal has very good chance of making into quarter final or maybe semi final as well. So we could see Portugal going distant if Ronaldo is having good World Cup. So that is for sure. They'd be going towards a distance. Having said that, they are in a very tough group. They are in a group where they'll be facing Ghana as well as Uruguay and Korea. So all three teams, they will not, though they might not score goal, but they will not let them score goal as well. So all those creativity could end up. We could see that matches where they'd be having 10 or 12 good chances and having just one goal. So there would be cagey matches for Portugal, but once they'll be through, they might be getting into the further stages of semi-final. And that has to do with, I'm saying from my understanding, that it has to do with the creativity what they are supplying from the flanks as well as from the midfield. So they have very good creativity in their side.
Even one point I will add, Devin by Portugal has to win the group. If they win, if they come second, they have to face
They'll have to
Brazil
face
in the round of
Brazil.
six. Brazil.
Yes, yes.
So they will be on the toes. वो मतलब जीतने के लिए मरेंगे, मतलब हम जीतेंगे या ब्राजील If they come Brazil, they know that Brazil will not spare them, and
And
they will.
also,
Brazil is different gravy in World Cup. Brazil
and
side in World
also,
Cup is, oh my god.
also Portugal will have to be careful, provided if Ronaldo, if they make an early exit, then I won't be surprised if Ronaldo goes to Piers Morgan again and has an interview speaking about feeling betrayed by the Portugal national team, and then for all we know that he'll also say that I don't respect Fernando Santos because he doesn't respect me.
I, I,
So
I don't see Fernando Santos, being so good at coach. Maybe I'd be
yeah, exactly, because
I
there have
from
been
what
many
what
yes.
side they have, they are not playing football as they should be. It's like
Up to the
that.
potential.
Yeah, you
It's
you
like
you have
England with Southgate. It's like England with
Yes.
Gareth
England
Southgate.
with Southgate thing is that the only thing that works out with England with Southgate is he's at least getting result. So there have been better and too
If
good, I'll say, England's English sides, and they are not making any impression in any of the global events, be it Euro, be it World Cup. So I do not rate this England side as much as it has been for the earlier sides, but they did not make any impression. But this side is at least, even playing the not pretty to eyes or soothing eyes football, but they are still making some part of the later stages on the tournament.
see, if as I mean, you have, but as an England fan, I can say that the past few months, results have not been good. A large section of the fans have now started to turn on Gareth Southgate due to the exact same reason that there is such a wide pool of talent to choose from, but the right decisions have not been made. Now, from a fan's perspective, I totally respect what Southgate has done as England manager. He picked up a rather fractured squad and went on to rebuild it. I mean, a semi-final appearance at a World Cup, a final appearance at a Euros. I mean, this is not something to laugh upon. I mean, there are a lot of people who
But
believe that the quality of opposition that we faced was a little lower, but then you only play what is in front of you. You
so
do not have
yeah,
a say.
that's
Yeah,
that's what
exactly.
that's what I'm saying. That for the England side, they have everything, but they have not, that magical touch. Maybe they'll make this World Cup something out of the box. We are still
That's
not
the hope.
considering them
That's the hope.
hot. Yeah, we are still not considering them hot favorite to win this. But yeah, there is a part of England side which you are not having that magical touch. There are players who are big game players like Luka Modric last time. So he was like he dragged Croatia from their collar and have taken them to final. There have been matches which he has influenced solely. That I feel, a bit lacking in English side. Though Harry Kane is very good, but his pedigree for silverware is what lacks. Like he's world class. Harry Kane is, wherever we, for our generation, when we'll be talking about for the strikers, we'll mention Harry Kane somewhere, but he's not having that thing. And hope that he Southgate plays Madison this time. I have huge expectation from him considering his form in Premier League, and he has been out for his last match, but the Brendan Rodgers has mentioned that is nothing to be worried about. So that should be a case, and let's see how that goes.
Devlin bhai, I have a question for you for the England team. Don't you think that England team have a loophole in the midfield? They lack that experience, as we are discussing about the same as Modric. Do you think this midfield of England is a lack of experience? They don't have that you know to
I
create
think it's a
something
du-
in the depth.
I think it's a double-edged sword. I mean, on one side you can chalk it off to having lack of experience, but then on the other side you can also say that the fact that this midfield has no experience, they will perform with no pressure on them.
Dilvin, sorry to interrupt. Who is the defensive midfielder for England? Will
Deckers,
Phillips or
Deckers,
okay, Declan?
Deckers. It will
Okay.
be Declan Rice because
Yeah.
Calvin Phillips has barely played for Man City this season due
No,
to
that doesn't
injuries.
work with Southgate. Southgate,
No, no, he's
he
he's still not
and
hundred
also
percent
Jude
fit.
Jude Bellingham would be there, no?
Yes.
Okay,
So
okay.
so right now, uh, ideally, Gareth Southgate's preferred midfield would be Declan Rice and Calvin Phillips. But then, even though we say that it doesn't matter, Calvin Phillips is not match fit at all. He's barely had any game time for club and for country as well. The only time he played in the international break in September, which was his return from injury, he got injured again over there against Germany. So against Germany only, I think. Yeah, against Germany. So I do
I
not
have another
see
question,
him. I do not see
Delvin
him
bhai.
starting. I do not see him starting against Iran tomorrow. But then let's see.
A question that do you think Raheem Sterling will start over Phil Foden, given the form
Phil
he
Foden
has?
will Phil Foden will start from the right and Raheem Sterling will start from the left. Both will start.
But
It will be Grealish who will be on the bench. And like Abhishar Bhai said that he is looking for Madison to. He's hoping that Madison does get starting berths, but then uh, against Iran, there have been reports coming that Madison is unlikely to feature at all. So that is that as far as the Iran game is concerned. But then Sterling also is one of those players who always turns up in an England shirt, irrespective of the performances that he has at club level. In the recent times, apart from Harry Kane, he is the most experienced player, and he is the guy with the most goals apart from Harry Kane. So
And we have Rashford as well, no?
yes, but Rashford
Rashford and
also will
Saka.
not start. But
Okay.
Rashford also
Saka,
will not start. If Saka will start, he might start as a wing back, like he was starting in the Euros
Yeah.
as a wing back. But then again, now that there is Alexander Arnold, there is Trips at right back. Again, that position also becomes a little too
Yes.
complicated. So we will have to see what the team is, because I myself, being an England fan, I myself do not know what is the 11 that
Yeah,
is going to be there
with the
tomorrow.
form, Trippier is in.
Yes,
I think that
he's
he should be given a
undroppable.
shot.
He's
Yeah,
undroppable. He
he's
is
untouchable.
undroppable.
You cannot like even
Yes, you cannot.
pinpoint
Yes,
a
yes.
performance. I have not seen him, doing anything wrong for the past 3 4 months. Having said that, what he adds on to set pieces is also pretty much important.
Exactly.
He's
He is
like
going to be England's designated set piece taker. Be it free kicks, be it corners, it is going to be Trippier only. So, so now we've spoken about the teams. We've had a lowdown of almost all the teams that are participating in this World Cup. Let us go to personal accolades now. Let, I'll start with you, Abhishar Bhai. Which player do you think will make a mark on this tournament? I'm talking about a player who will. This could be a relative unknown also. This could be one of the renowned players as well. Who do you think that this will be the tournament where the world takes notice? Now, for example, in 2014, we had James Rodriguez. Then in 2018, we had a lot of players who made a mark on the tournament. Then in 2010, we had the likes of Mesut Ozil, Sami Khedira, these players who made a mark on the tournament. And even Thomas Muller in 2010. So, who do you think will be the player in this edition of the tournament? Who will
so
make a mark in this tournament?
from my perspective, I see that for the if they will be converting those chances, I see Bruno performing very well for Portugal. I see him that again that will be like United bias maybe, but yeah, Bruno, I expect him to get those crunch moments for Portugal to that will be helping them in that Bruno would be having those Modric sort of role, like influence those big games. And from my personal, the player which I would be looking is that there is a Belgian wingback Jeremy Doku. He's 20
Oh, yeah,
years
yeah.
old kid. So
Yes, yes,
last
yes.
last time also, when in Euros he was very good. He was carrying those balls so amazingly. I was like, why this guy is not making noise? But I think that this time the World Cup is the stage for him. And having if Roberto Martinez starts with Lisandro Trossard, I see Doku making very very good impression on the World Cup. So these are two players, Bruno Fernandes and Doku. I'd be keeping an eye, okay, on their performances personally from my end.
Okay. Abhijit, bhai, what about you? Which player do you think is going to have that type of tournament which puts him in the eye of the spotlight?
This World Cup will be about all about midfielders, and I think Jamal Musiala will be the player on the list. Again, I would say Edson Alvarez from Mexico, and even I would say another name mm, left it. But yeah, Karim Ademi, even that the player from Dortmund, he can do anything special in the German team. He has the watch. These three young players, I would say, will rock. Even Bellingham is there, but if Southgate utilizes him more, then we can see Bellingham as also a potential player to rise up in the World Cup.
I see Bellingham performing better in the teams which go front more forward, and then you see the main potential of Bellingham. For the Southgate's setup, I see Declan Rice making into squad and making impression as well, because you don't see Bellingham in the setup where there would be too many players around him. So Bellingham is better in making those good passes, good. So that has to be a game to be wide open. That I do not see Southgate playing, but yeah, if that works that way, we would be having great view of it.
Even Antonio Silva from Portugal, and I think Kim Min Jae from Korea Republic. These two players can also
Kim
perform in the team.
Kim Min
They
Jae
both
has
have.
been, yes, Kim Min Jae especially has had an amazing season for Napoli so far at the heart of their defense.
I
So
Yes.
see him breaking into some Premier League side. I do not see him being very long at Napoli. I see him getting into Premier League side very soon.
United are
for
linked for him.
for
Yes.
for me, one of the players who I have been looking forward is uh, Zambo Anguissa from Cameroon. You know, he is one of those midfielders who's had an amazing season once again for Napoli, and for Cameroon, he has that additional responsibility of being that box to box midfielder, which he
Dilwit,
isn't in
sorry.
Napoli.
Was he playing for Fulham as well? Had he
Yes, he
played for
was.
Fulham
It's
as
the
well?
same. It's the same
It's
midfielder.
the
Yes,
same
it's the
Anguissa.
same guy.
I
Yes,
see
yes.
him that him in good side. I see him like I wanted him at United, though we didn't sign him, but yeah, he's very good player. Yeah, thanks
Yeah,
for pointing out. I'll be keeping an eye on him as well.
yeah.
Yeah,
And another player, again, another midfielder who I'll be looking is Moises Caicedo in Ecuador, who plays for Brighton in the Premier League. He's another player who I'm looking for. And then obviously there's Bellingham, who I will be looking out for. And I'm also looking out for maybe Lautaro Martinez, I guess. In all the hype surrounding Messi, Lautaro Martinez can quietly be that player who can have an amazing tournament. You just and
Argentina
in
this year,
yes,
Argentina
they
has
look, they
potential to
look,
be
they look. Yes, they look
decent.
stacked. They look stacked. They do have a couple of questions around their fullbacks, but then they are a pretty well stacked
No,
side.
normally they've been suffering. I would not say suffering, but having problems at the center back pairing. But
Yes,
this
but
year, like,
now this year, yes,
yes, this year,
the arrival of Romero in particular, Christian Romero in particular, and then it also helps that Otamendi has been having a great season at Benfica, and
and
then
Licha,
our very own Lisandro
Butcher.
Martinez also, yes, he's just doing butcher things as well. But in
So
spite of
previously it was being, Otamendi and all. They were not somehow they are not making it. Though Argentina were having so good midfield and forwards that defense does not get exposed pretty much on that often. But this year, I think that their defense being so good, ball playing center backs, ball carrying center backs, those who make crucial passes, that will be we will be having, we might see that Lorenzo Martinez is a scoring goal being assisted by Romero, or maybe Licha, or maybe Messi scoring a goal that could be a pass which is line breaking from Licha.
from the
So I
center, yes,
yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
Yes.
So those would be good part to add on.
So now we've spoken about players who you think will have a great tournament. Let's talk about dark horses. Now, when I say dark horses, it's not like Netherlands is a dark horse. I mean, a dark horse is someone like while the contenders will just have their results. While they will get the results, it will not seem like they're doing something really out of the box. Now a dark horse on the other hand will have that statement result which will just immediately set them apart from the rest of the sides. Like for example, let's say
Last year,
Ghana,
Germany getting shit,
yes, exactly. Like for example, Mexico beating Germany,
beating Germany.
yeah, or for example, even Russia.
So we were having Lozano's vibe. So everyone was aware. Okay, oh my God, this guy is great having Lozano, and then
Yeah,
he didn't
exactly.
end up as where he should be. But yeah, that is the case. Those
Yes,
results which
those, yes,
immediately
exact,
turn your
correct.
eyes and ears
Yes,
onto, okay, what's
that is
happening.
that is what a dark horse is all about. So, for me, this year, I feel Serbia are dark horses. For me, the Serbian national side. Now, yes, they are in a
So
tough group. Yes, they
yes,
are in a
yes,
tough group.
tough
No,
group.
no two bones about the fact. But boy, they do have some really good players. They have Dusan Vlahovic and Alexander Mitrovic as their strikers. So that automatically
Savage.
makes them,
And
yeah,
considering the form both
You
are
have
in, dono ka
yes,
form,
uh,
they're
बहुत
crazy.
सही.
Milinkovic Savage.
And then they have Milenkovic Savic running the midfield
Savage,
from behind. They have Dusan
SMS.
Tadic. They have Dusan Tadic, their
Yes.
captain. So they have the players, and if they do manage to hold Brazil to a draw and then get results out of the other two games, I don't see any reason why they could go ahead and raise a few eyebrows in the round of 16 or even further. Because, I mean, this Serbia side is unlike those Eastern European sides of the past, which have had a lot of issues inside them as well. So Eastern European sides normally are very combustible in nature. And we have seen that many times. We've seen them in the last World Cup itself in 2018, most notably in that match against Switzerland, where they did take the lead, but then they got too emotionally charged, which ensured that Switzerland got a foothold in the game, and then Switzerland eventually ended up winning that game 2-1. So that's not the case with this Serbia team right now. So I feel that Serbia is definitely one of those dark horses. What about you, Abhishek Bhai? Who do you think is the dark horse in this
I
tournament?
still feel Japan, because in the group where they are residing, if they could make, the Spain is not looking that much good. Costa Rica, they might pull a result, and there is if they'd be getting those results, that is the beauty of FIFA World Cup, that two bad halves and you're out of tournament. Like you not get any chance to come back. So I think that Japan side with their uh, not work ethic should not be the word, the running that they put into the grass, they cover everything. If they'd be getting two results, then they'd be probably be pulling it through. And they might face one from uh, Belgium, or what, who else, they might face Belgium or Croatia. So that would be the different prospect altogether. But them pulling through the group, we might see something happening over there. And having Japan in previous World Cup also, they have played well, though they lost in the later stages, but they have made a good noise. And it was, if they will carry on from the performance what they had last time, there might, I see, I have hope from the teams which have, those teams which they were like, they should be taking next step. I'm not saying someone to take a giant leap. I'm saying some teams would be taking next step. So for Japan, I see them, getting some crucial results, and a little bit of turning into dark horses. And yes, Denmark is there as well. As Vishal has mentioned, Denmark is also, they recently, they've been very good. So they might also grind out few results, which would raise eyebrows.
Abhishek Bhai, what about you? Your dark horses prediction for this tournament?
I agree with you, Dylan. By Serbia is the one team I would say. I think second team I would say Uruguay, because the mixture of experience and youth. They can turn it around. I think they can go up. About Switzerland or Denmark, I would choose Denmark, because the way that things all
And
changed up
and
after that.
just for the Denmark situation, I want to add on to that. They are into group where they would be having France, Australia, and Tunisia. So
Yes.
Yes,
France side, that France side is not what they were previously. Pogba and Kante running the midfield. Sorry.
yes.
So that
So
French
so
side is also a little bit shaky.
no, no, but definitely agree with Bishar Bhai. They that World Cup purse and everything, all Australia and everything. So I think Denmark can win the group, and they can come into the group, strong teams, but the unity in the team that really marks out the team out of in the World Cup, because
Uh,
they are very nice unity in the team, and they come up together in the very nerve situation, and they capitalize that and take the opportunities whatever. Look at the dams last in the Euros, Damsgaard, Dahlberg. This team have that. Even now they have Hochberg in the team. So they have some decent players, not renowned, but they can perform in the situation where they can capitalize the opportunity and win the games.
yeah. Pierre-Emile Højbjerg. So for him, I
Ah,
have
yes.
not seen him, putting a wrong foot for Spurs. That guy is so good. He's dictating the midfield of Antonio Conte. Oh my God, you have to be
He's
so
finally,
good.
yeah, he's finally
He's
fulfilling that potential that he had when he was a highly rated youngster at Bayern. So from there, he's now gone a very long way. I think
yes,
this was one of the reasons why Pep Guardiola used to rate him so much while he was manager at Bayern, and when he was coming out as a very highly prodigious youth player. Some things didn't work out for him for a while when he was at Southampton, but now he's showing the world exactly why that he was so highly rated when he was a
yeah.
youngster.
In the team where there would be Kane, Kulusevski, and Son and Lloris, and you are making good noise. Then you are a good player. He is very good. And with the Antonio Conte setup and what he has, like Conte has this. Uh, Habit of making 1 as 1.2x. So if you would be 100, Conte would take out 120 from you. So Conte is that sort of coach. So how he has transformed Højbjerg is very, very good, and that will definitely, that Abhijit has pointed out, that will definitely going to help Denmark.
Yes. So now that we've spoken about dark horses, let's get to who will be the highest goal scorer in the tournament. That is, who will win the Golden Boot. So now there are a lot of strikers who we feel are in with a chance. There are the likes of your Harry Kanes. Then there is obviously Cristiano Ronaldo. Then there is Lewandowski. Then there is even, let's just say that even Darwin Nunez is in with a shout. Then any of the Brazilian players you can pick out of the forward line who have a chance.
Yes.
So I strongly believe that it's once again going to be Harry Kane for the Golden Boot. He will retain his title of being the highest goal scorer, and
Because
I
that has to do with the I might sound a little bit this way, but that has to do with the group which England is in. Like
yeah.
they'd be facing those three teams, which is not onto that peak, and again they'll be facing someone from the for knockout as well. They'll be getting those fixtures in which Kane would be scoring pretty
Another
much
thing
most
is
of the goals.
another thing is that the sides which are there in the group, apart from Iran, they play a lot of open football. Like USA is a very open side, so is Wales. So I think those two sides, yes, Iran will be a little will be a difficult proposition because Iran's defense is really good. Like it's you can call it as one of those impregnable defenses. I mean, not a lot of teams have managed to break down that defense. And then in the knockouts also will be either playing any one of Senegal or Netherlands. So that will also be a tough competition. So that will be a very interesting proposition. But yeah, I feel Harry Kane. What about you, Abhishar Bhai? Your predictions of the Golden Boot? Because now we are very close to the kickoff of the
It's
game. We are only
kickoff,
15
yes,
minutes. Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
yes. So I see, I want, actually, I would not see. I want Neymar to have that shout, because that will somewhat live up to the legacy what Neymar Has to be. I don't say that he deserves. He has not been to the level where we could mention his names with legends. But Neymar, I think he's having this. He's mature enough now. He's into good Brazil side. Brazil side are always they are always good. So they are in. He's into good side, and he with the experience that he is having and the form he is carrying for the PSG. I see Neymar making those uh, golden, like I want him to be. Yes, from my side, I want him to be
And
making those
also
counts.
because this is Tite's last World Cup as Brazil manager. He's openly claimed that he will be stepping down from the role. So he would, and Tite has been such a beautiful influence on this Brazil side. He's managed this team very expertly with a beautiful mix of religious harmony as well as that tactical superiority that is required. He's basically been a father figure to almost all of those players,
Yes.
and that has been so heartening to see. TT has always been one of my favorite managers on an international scale, and I for one will be very sad to see TT go, because definitely he could have a lot to give for
I think
Brazil, but then
he's not retiring from management at all. Na?
no, but
He
he's
might
he's
take some other. Okay.
but he's already in his 60s, Abhishar Bhai, right now. Currently,
Yeah, yeah,
Tite
yeah.
is 62 years old. Now, there is no age for managers as such, but then with the way the game has been
I
progressing,
think even
yeah,
even managing Brazil national team is paramount. So that is
yes,
like
I
there
don't
would be
see
no
he's
next
going to
step.
take exactly. That's what my point is, and also
Even
he feels very content with the fact that he's done so much. He's won them a Copa. He's brought them to finals of another Copa. Yes, they weren't able to go past the quarterfinals in the previous World Cup, but I think that whole Brazil team would want to do something for their manager. I mean, because
And did that
such is
last
the
time because they were against Belgium. I'm sorry
yeah,
to
yeah.
interrupt to make this
No, but
point.
then Belgium
They were
were
not good
amazing.
enough. Yeah, they
But
were not.
Belgium were
Belgium were not.
amazing. Yeah. No,
Belgium
no,
were not
Belgium were amazing.
dominant as no. They were good, but if you'll see that match, that has goal has come from the set piece, and then it has influence. But Brazil were looking better side. Sorry, Abhijit, you were saying something. I interrupted you
just
before.
want to think, to gentlemen, uh, you know, TT has come with the tactics actually, Abhishar Bhai and Dylan Bhai, because he has included all the European team members. If you see in the last World Cup, Brazil have all lost the teams to the European teams. So he has come with the tactics that he has included all the players who are playing in the European teams club. So it's a perfect tactics to to capitalize on that situation. Even you have said now only that Belgium has knocked out. They are the European teams. Even in 2014, you see they were knocked out. I think from Germany.
Germany,
Yes. Even in 2010, I can't recall which
Netherlands,
yes,
Netherlands.
Netherlands. Yes. So if you see that
And then
they have lost to
2006
Europe,
France.
France.
2006 France.
Yes, so basically he has come to the conclusion that if we include that European club team members, then they can win they can capitalize on that situation, and that experience from the members, from the teams, they can utilize it, and you can win that that what do you say, that hurdle will be aside now.
Yeah.
What about you, Abhijit Bhai? What do you think? Who will win the Golden Boot?
I think Neymar and Trossard. I would say these both teams,
Trossard.
given the form,
Yeah.
Trossard, yes, because you have seen in the Premier League he is in the form. He will
Trossard
be
is
the
banging
vital.
goal for Brighton. Oh my God, when he'd be having KDB at his back, I don't know.
And against and
And
Trossard has always been bagging goals in the Premier League against big teams only. He scored against
Yes,
Chelsea. He scored against Liverpool,
and
and
he has
yeah,
a knack of getting those forward goals as well as midfielders goals. You'll see him,
Yes,
hitting from
exactly.
the
Yes,
box
yes,
and
from the
getting
channels.
goals.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
yes,
So
from
though
the
both
channels.
goals, both sort of, yeah, Abhijit, that is good shout. Yes.
Yes, and even Neymar, because if you see Neymar, TT has been using the Neymar like what Galtier using now. Both they have utilized them in a very way that they can score more goals. Inside forward rather than using wide forward. He's using it is as a inside forward. So Neymar form has come to in a top way that he can score more goals. So I think Neymar and Trossard can be the golden boot. Harry Kane, why I am not agreeing with you, Delvin, by because I don't, who will play in the midfield for the England. That is little, jeopardy. I don't think that they have that creation. The way Mason Mount was there last time, the for Bukayo Saka, all these
He's still
players.
there. Mason
Yes,
Mount is still
no,
there.
yes, Mason Mount, but he's not
That
at the
that's
form. That form,
yes.
that form is not there still now. Phil Foden, I can guarantee. I know Luke Shaw, I can guarantee. But what about Mason
And
Mount?
even I feel that England would not be scoring that many goals. Though they would be facing sides, but we would see that 1-0, 2-1 wins or 1-1 draws with England because of
As
Southgate. We
long
have
as the World Cup, as long as we win the World Cup, I don't matter
there's
if we
nothing.
win 1-0.
Yes,
And if Harry Kane scores from his stomach or from his knee or from his thigh, I do not care. As long as England win the World Cup at the end
That's
of it
okay.
and
all.
Yeah.
that class matters.
I,
And it
I
class
don't even I
matters.
don't even care if Harry Kane ends up scoring the winning goal for us. As long as it is England who have the hands on the trophy. Imagine if Harry Maguire scores the winning goal for England in the World Cup final.
No, you imagine that if Fred scores the winning goal for
For
Brazil.
Brazil, that's not a big bad shout, to be honest. But Harry
Yes,
Maguire scoring a winning goal for England in a World Cup final will
Lautaro Martinez is also good shout. Yeah, Vishal has
Lautaro
not.
Martinez, yes, Vishal Bhai. Even I spoke about him that he could have a good
Lautaro
season
Mart.
ahead. Yeah,
Yeah.
Lautaro Martinez. Yes.
yes,
So now we've spoken about Golden Boot, we've spoken about Dark Horses, we've spoken
And he'd
about
be
which
having
team.
in a
Yeah,
good team, with the
yeah,
Messi
exactly.
and all them
Yeah.
around. They,
Yes,
they,
yes,
they'd be
yes.
having good
Correct, correct.
shouts.
Yeah. We are just 5 minutes away from kickoff. My final prediction will be uh, predictions to ask from you, Abhishar Bhai, who's going to win this game and by how much, or whether it's going to be a draw, Qatar versus Ecuador.
I see Ecuador edging past Qatar, and Qatar would not be letting many goals, and maybe because they'd be having home advantage. So it is either 1-0 or 1-1, as I see,
Abhijit
in
Bhai, what
favor of
about you?
Ecuador.
You're right. In
I would
Ecuador's
say
favor.
Ecuador winning. Yes, I see Ecuador winning the game 2-1.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
No one will have clean sheet, and definitely it will be a game to watch. We hope.
I think this is going to be a very it is going to be a tactical game. There is going to be a battle will be won somewhere around the areas of the fullbacks in both sides because both sides have some really good fullbacks. And as I earlier said that Qatar might be playing a 4-4-2. I was wrong. They are playing with a 4-3-4-3. They are playing with three at the back and they're playing with two wing backs, two midfielders, and three forward players. So they're playing with a 3-4-3, whereas Ecuador is playing with a 4-4-2. So, so this is going to be a rather interesting tactical setup from both sides, and I feel that it is going to be a one-all draw. And with Qatar scoring the opening goal, uh, there is always that sentimental value when a host
That that
nation
that will be
scores.
having Shabalala
Yes,
vibes.
yeah, exactly. There is always that sentimental value when the host nation scores the first goal of the tournament. It automatically puts the World Cup into a much better pedestal compared to what it was. So we are just 4 minutes away from the World Cup. Excitement is high. Uh, the opening ceremony was spectacular as far as people on Twitter are talking about it. And we hope that the football that is there on offer with the both
I
side with
think
the both
yes.
sides,
I
yeah.
just hope, I have my fingers crossed that this World Cup from here now, the football should be the only thing that
No,
should make the news.
I'm pretty certain that the standard of football will be great as always. But I'm talking about the opening games football being better than the opening ceremony, because the game should be known for the game and not for what is
Yes.
happening apart from it. So that
Yeah,
is the
that's what
reason
they
why
were
I
seeing
yeah,
in.
exactly. So that is why I hope that the football that is there on offer is better. And now we're just barely minutes away from kickoff, and we will be watching the game throughout, and we will be making sure that everyone enjoys the game along with us as well. There's going to be a lot of banter. There's going to be a lot of oohs and ahs. So let's just gear ourselves up. The greatest carnival of football is upon us, minutes away from us. Wherever
Greatest carnival, not only for football, not for globe. I've read somewhere that the FIFA has more members than United Nations. So people want football more than they want peace. So it's
exactly,
something
foot,
spectacular. So it will be watched
football,
throughout.
yeah, football is peace. Football is
Yeah.
peace. And for this 1 month, football is going to be peace football is going to be a sign of peace for so many people across the globe. I cannot even imagine, because that is the impact that this beautiful game has on people.
Yes.
You know,
It's only the
It
sports.
brings
yes,
everyone. It brings everyone
Yes.
on.
yeah, exactly. No matter what race, no matter what religion, no matter what your social status, football always makes you one. You in that 90 minutes, your team's joy is your joy, your team's pride is your pride, your team's pain is your pain.
You have to
You
mention
become,
that. Being
yes,
United fan, we have to add that
yeah,
point.
exactly. But then it is it is what it is. You, for those 90 minutes, become your team, and
Yeah.
that is at the end what football is about. And yes, we are all set. Wow, what a beautiful stadium this is! I mean, it looks fantastic. I mean, it
Yes.
looks just mind blowing. I mean, and the stadium also looks very crowded. It looks almost full. It is it is full
No,
by the looks of it.
there are some people, less people, I would say. थोड़ा बहुत कम ज़्यादा रहते हैं वो.
हाँ, but ठीक है.
हाँ, चलेगा, उतना चलेगा. But Ecuador fans are there.
Obviously more, because yeah, and here the start. We have the start.
Hey, did you see the infant FIFA president's comment yesterday?
The
That was really controversial, man. You watching Hindi or English?
no, I'm watching it on English. I'm watching the English comms.
Who is the commentator? Peter Drury?
No, I think that will be later, not for the first games, I guess.
Uh-huh. You are
Hi
mute,
guys.
mute. Abhishar bhai.
Yeah. Good evening, Mojisa. Good evening.
Sorry
Once
guys, I had to
again.
be away.
No problem, no problem. You're
No,
just
no,
in
no,
time.
no
You're
problem.
just in
You
time
are
for
in
kickoff.
exact time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
apparently my son was working on an assignment, the topic for which I gave him, and his school accepted that, so I had to, just guide him through it. That's why it took longer than expected.
Yeah, that's not an issue. That's not an issue at all. Uh,
Let's go.
so Kushagra
Yeah,
Verma,
Kushagra.
Kushagra Bhai is already in the forward. He's already in the World Cup fever, and so are we. We're just seconds away from kickoff. Amit Bhai asking who will win today. While Abhishar Bhai thinks that the game will go in favor of Ecuador, Abhijit Bhai also thinks that the game will go in Ecuador's favor. I believe it's going to be a 1-all draw. Moses, so what do you think? Who do you think will win the game? Will this be a draw, or will this be the host nation taking 3 points, or will it be the South African upstarts? South American upstarts. I'm so sorry, South American
I
upstarts.
think I think Ecuador are going to find it really tough to win this. One, because Qatar is going to be up for it, home nation in front of their own crowd. They're going to be really up for it. And then you got to take into account that I think Ecuador in the last 7 matches have only scored 1 goal, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, but
And
they've
for the
not
stats,
conceded either. They have not conceded either.
Right. For the stats that I had done my a bit of homework with, जिससे मैं online आगे पंडित लगूं proper. But um, no, I think it's going to be a close game, and I just for all the rubbish rumors that were going around about Ecuador players and Qatar authorities,
Being
etc. I just
bribed. Yeah,
hope,
yeah.
yeah, I
That's not
just
the
hope
case.
people put that aside and just enjoy the game, like I'm sure the locals in the stadium would. So yeah, the football is like I said when we started this stream, football is here. Let's put all the crap behind us and just enjoy the sport for what it is. Healthy competition, good banter, and let's hope Messi doesn't
Messi
win it.
doesn't win it. I can at this point I can literally just say it with you, and it won't be
Right,
a surprise to our people watching anymore.
right.
Maybe Mojo sir would have added in his small prayers
I
which
think
we
it must
do
be in his
before
notes
match and
also.
everything.
I
Yeah.
think it will be in your homework as well, Mojo sir, for the games
Yes.
that
Have you
you
have,
say.
Oh
have you made sure you have not mentioned in your son's assignment somewhere?
no,
Maybe
no,
it
no.
would be a
And we have kickoff, guys.
yeah,
The World Cup
Good
has
one.
officially begun.
Good one.
started.
The World Cup
So
has
yeah,
officially begun.
it's Messi not winning it is when you get up every day, small prayers, brushing your teeth, taking a crap, eating a breakfast, whatever. Messi just doesn't win it. Son's assignment or whose ever assignment. Just let's hope he gets nowhere near it.
Yeah.
This is a,
Looking at some fixtures, I think we have now seen in the UEFA's fixtures, PSG, Bayern, Man United, Barcelona. I will not be surprised if they make Brazil, Portugal, or even Brazil, Argentina, or anything Portugal, Argentina. It will not be a surprise for me to see that, given that they are so much biased in that competition. I would say. What do you think?
So those are actually big competitions, and there would be we might not see immediately, but yeah, we will be having some. I don't know with when they have pulled out Barcelona and United. I already feel that it is rigged, somewhat
I
rigged.
think it was already.
Uh,
I mean, it was not. It was not really difficult for them to track the United ball as soon as Barca came out. So, I genuinely think that it was staged. I mean, we knew that we were going
oh
to
my
get
God!
either
What a
one of
tackle!
Barca.
What a great tackle, and it has started. Oh,
Caicedo.
Oh my, that's a beautiful tackle. That's an outstanding tackle. Good lord.
yes.
No,
And
it
then we have
was
fully.
really physical.
Yeah,
No,
this referee is going to stop the game at every opportunity. I have seen this guy referee in UEFA games. So yeah.
Ah,
he's from Germany,
This
I
oh
believe.
this
He's
no, he's an Italian ref, Orsato.
Italian, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Danny Orsato. But yeah, this was a foul though. This looked like, yeah, this was a
yes.
foul.
No, before this move, the tackle that was made and the ball has been carried. Casido has made this. He has been fouled later on, but the start of this initial move was great. Yeah.
And Ecuador score.
Oh,
Yes.
And it's Ener Valencia who scores the first goal. Ecuador has scored the first goal in this
I
World Cup. And
Beautiful.
that's a really good header. That's
good
an
header.
amazing
Yeah.
header. That's like a
Cap
striker's header.
So
Yeah,
the
captain.
so the
Moses.
Just to con-
so the bribe so the bribe philosophy goes out of the window immediately.
I mean, it's still 3 minutes to the game. I mean, you don't know.
ah,
It could come back at some point, probably 90 plus.
I
Yeah.
think that the goalkeeper, the Qatari goalkeeper, he has some butterflies.
Came
He
to
was not supposed to be
came too
over there
ahead.
very
Yeah, he did
long.
not
Yeah.
come. He
hmm.
shouldn't have gone so fast to punch the ball or this early in the competition as well.
Yes. So you have
The stream is very bad. It's just lagging at every given second. I'm somehow managing to watch it, but then
But
not a
you told me that they are going to score the goal before the goal was scored. So you are having actually good stream. Then
no,
what
but
they
it
are playing
stops.
Yes.
it
It
in
stops. It
US.
stops after
Ah,
that. It
it is
stops. It just
stopping.
stops.
Yeah, it is stopping. It is
So
stopping.
I'm actually in a hotel, and in the hotel where you have the crap limited Tata Sky channels running around.
Yeah.
Oh,
So they're bloody running some stupid cricket channel and whatnot for me. So I'm watching it online. So yes, I'm about 15-20 seconds behind as well.
We all are watching it online only because I don't. They've said that they're not going to stream all the games on television. So
Okay.
oh, is
that's
it?
yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
they're checking for war.
Oh.
अब ये मजा आएगा भाई साहब देखो पैसे पहुंच गए.
At least not to the players. It's actually gone to the video referees for sure. I don't think that was offside by any stretch. I did not see any foul on the keeper as well. But then it's Qatar, so
कितने कितने सारे प्लेयर्स भी
No,
चाहिए
not
थे भाई
for
क्या है?
Oh,
not for
bhai,
Qatar. Let it be.
if they
Let
rule
it
this
be.
out, I'm just going to collective worldwide shit happening on this. Oh shit!
Yes.
they were
Oh,
down.
offside!
Oh,
Offside!
good.
Yes.
Oh my
Oh.
god. Why am
Oh,
I not surprised?
oh,
Uh,
oh.
Oh, you can literally see the sigh of relief on the cut. Oh, he's not offside. He's not offside
no,
at all.
no.
Bhai,
Why?
I
Oh dear
let's
God, he's not. No, he's not offside. Oh, that
no,
is not offside.
or
No,
probably they gave it for the challenge on the keeper.
No,
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 it was
no.
written over there offside. It was written offside. This is not offside by any
That's
this
not
stretch.
is not
offside.
offside.
Yeah,
Any
that is not
No,
offside.
no, 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 no,
No.
no, 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 no.
Okay, this is
With
where
the
they,
no.
with the
Oh,
goalkeeper
go.
going up
Oh,
front.
no,
No, no,
no,
no,
no.
no, no, no. Thing is
पैसे
that
पहुंच
with
गए, पैसे पहुंच
goalkeeper
गए,
going up front, it'll be
हाँ
little
पैसे
weird.
पहुंच गए सर.
Arey,
पैसे
But there
पहुंच
was
गए.
no, but there was a Qatari defender the
yes,
last line.
yes,
Yes,
that's what he was. Single Qatari defender. You need at least two player behind the ball. So it's like
Oh,
that.
is
If
it?
your goalkeeper is up front, then you'd be needing two players. If your goalkeeper is back, then goalkeeper calls out as a one player. So it's like that. If ball has been passed like that way, yeah, it would be. So it's very close call. But yes, with the Qatari money and all that noise, people
Qatar
would be
showing
saying,
their money power, like Kushagra
yes,
says.
it will be like that only.
But I think this will not stop Ecuador from going on the charm offensive again. I
Yes,
think they have enough confidence. I think they know
yeah,
now.
this game is quite open. I didn't expect it to be this open.
Yeah,
Like the
as
first
far
goal
as
and
the
all that.
first 7 or so minutes are concerned, I think
is Moses Casidio playing for them?
Yeah.
yes he is. Yes he
Yes,
is.
yes,
Okay.
yes.
So is Estupinian playing for them.
Yeah,
Estupinian is also started for
yeah,
Ecuador.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
But Casido is like he's young when he was, there was noise of him signing for United. I did
Yeah,
not
yeah,
expect
yeah.
him to be this good. Like I was saying
He's
that he'd
actually
be okay now.
outrageously talented. He's outrageously
He's
talented. Yeah.
when
And
Brighton went for them, I said that it's okay. And now I'm seeing that Liverpool wants him. Liverpool very much in
yeah,
chance. If they would not be able to sign Bellingham, they'd be signing Caicedo.
yeah, yeah.
They
I
even have
don't
chance
think
to
they.
sign
Yeah,
Declan Rice.
I don't think they have the money to sign Bellingham. I mean, Dortmund will obviously put an outrageous
No,
price on Bellingham. That's
thing
for
is
sure.
Bellingham wants he wants either Madrid or Liverpool. So unless someone go
Papa
and
Perez will play.
yes,
I
Papa Perez will
mean,
come into the action.
if they get
these players are having great butterflies in their stomach. It's
yeah, especially
like they are not
especially the Qatari
looking
players. Yeah,
yes.
The first tournament na, for Qatar.
I think this is their
Uh,
first World Cup. Yes.
Then definitely I would say. क्या यार ये
I
lag ही
think
lag
that
हो रहा है.
getting into World Cup was good for them. But
So
thing is
no,
that
no, Avishar bhai,
हाँ
जब
बोलिए ना
मैं
सर.
अपनी पंडिटरी स्किल्स इंप्रूव करने के लिए ऑनलाइन ढूंढ रहा था ना सारी टीम्स के बारे में. So the funny thing that I came up with is the ways in which the teams qualified for the World Cup. And for Qatar,
Qatar
it says as a host.
as a host. So you'd be
Rather,
making a one host. No, Qatar has been good from the past
Yeah, they
past
have been
three
one
four
of the
years.
top Asian sides. They have been one
Yeah,
of the
They
top
are, they are
Asian
the current
sides.
Asian champions, right?
but I'll not undermine anything. But our Indian side, I think we have played against them and we drew or we lost 1-0.
We
So
drew
that was
once. We
हाँ
drew
yeah.
once. We
It
drew
was
once.
हाँ
it was Sandhu's lifetime performance. He was facing some 19 odd shots and he has just conceded one goal or he didn't concede
No,
at
no,
all.
he
I
did
do
not
not
concede. In
remember.
the draw, we had a draw against them. We had a
Yes, it
goalless
was.
draw.
So you can see that okay, they are good, but they are not good enough to be at World Cup.
Yeah, I think almost 10 minutes in, and I think Ecuador's game plan is very clear. Whenever they get the ball a little bit ahead of the half line, they're just going for long balls and finding Ener Valencia. That is what
Yeah,
they're doing.
yeah.
And they've got another free kick now in a very promising area where they can put the ball in the box once again. So I think the game plan for Ecuador very clear: pump balls in the box and make sure Ener Valencia gets his head onto it.
Qatar, they are
That is
not
what.
making wise moves. They are looking a bit of color. they वो लग रहा है उनके गेम प्लान से दिख रहा है कि थोड़ा सा कि वो तो
They look
प्रेशर में
overawed
प्रेशर
by
में
the occasion. They look
हाँ
overawed by the magnitude of the
yes
occasion.
yes you're right.
यार किसने वायाकॉम 18 को स्ट्रीमिंग राइट्स और टीवी राइट्स दे दी यार ये वर्ल्ड कप के लिए
पैसे
काफी
पैसे
घटिया
पैसे पैसे
काफी
डेलविन भाई आप
घटिया
ऐप ऐप पे हो ना, मतलब
ऐप पे देख
मोबाइल
रहा
पे?
हूँ हाँ मोबाइल से ही
हाँ
देख रहा हूँ हाँ।
हाँ, वही वहीं पे मतलब इट इज गोइंग स्मूथ. आई स्विच टू मोबाइल नाउ बिकॉज
अटक इस पे भी रहा है यार।
अपडेट करो ऐप को, अपडेट
किया
करो.
किया रे बाबा सब करके रेडी ही बैठा था।
It shouldn't be
एक
this way यार. वर्ल्ड कप का तो एकदम अब मतलब I'm seeing pretty good stream. Though I have to see in Spanish because here the audience, the Latina audience is very much the Latino audience. So I have to see
अटक है.
South American. There a lot of South American mix into USA. So I am seeing stream in Spanish, Mexican, Spanish, whatever they say it. I don't know.
There are a lot of Hispanics over there. No? There are a lot
Yeah,
of Mexican origin population.
स्पोर्ट्स 18 पे थोड़ा अच्छा आ रहा है क्या? ये जियो सिनेमा
स्पोर्ट्स
पे अच्छा आ रहा है?
पता नहीं स्पोर्ट्स रेटिंग चैनल नहीं है मेरे पास।
नहीं मतलब जियो टीवी पे ऐसा ऐसा देख ऐसा बोल रहा हूँ मैं.
अपने पास जियो टीवी थोड़ी ना है अभिजीत भाई,
but
मैं एयरटेल यूजर हूँ।
that's
तो क्या
what
हुआ,
you know.
यूज
That's
करो.
what.
जियो टीवी सिर्फ जियो यूजर्स के लिए है, जियो सिनेमा सबके लिए है।
आपको मतलब ये हो जाएगा कि आई यूज जियो टीवी यूजिंग एयरटेल.
Maybe yeah,
Nothing,
you
nothing
can
wrong.
have anybody's number. If anyone in your
हाँ
family having Jio's number, you can get the OTP and you can access it. That's what I've
हाँ
heard last time on. But I don't know that with this big tournament how they are doing it that way. I don't get it.
नहीं, दिस इज बिकॉज नो लॉट ऑफ पीपल आर कमिंग इन स्ट्रीम. मतलब वो ट्रैफिक ज्यादा बढ़ रहा
हाँ.
है इसीलिए आपको लैग हो रहा है.
So you should
Oh,
have now you have
again,
to
हाँ
again, if you've seen that Qatari goalkeeper, he has gone up front to punch the ball. I think he's having too many butterflies in the stomach. That would have been, it was
प्रेशर है प्रेशर.
unnecessary. हाँ, बहुत
or
ज़्यादा
maybe
pressure है उसको.
that's just his game. It
हाँ
could be he's a
नहीं
punch
वो
first
हाँ
keeper maybe. बहुत सारे कीपर्स ऐसे होते हैं जो
हो
पंच फर्स्ट,
yeah.
उनका फर्स्ट इंस्टिंक्ट पंच करना होता है, हो सकता है वो भी, बट देन लॉजिकल भी है दैट इट कुड बी बोथ. इट कुड बी दैट इज अ पंच फर्स्ट कीपर आल्सो एंड दैट द ओकेजन इज अ लिटिल टू मच फॉर हिम. हाँ या इट इज, ओ गुड लॉर्ड, हिज शू इज ऑफसाइड. आई मीन कम ऑन, लिटरली हिज शू इज ऑफसाइड. उसको वैसे ऑफसाइड दे सकते हैं यार? ये तो ये तो ये तो ये तो घनी बकैती है यार.
क्या करे.
ओ भाई
मैंने कहा था ना,
मतलब क्लासिक.
वो देखो
ये तो
मैंने बोला था
I'm
ना.
telling you, this is going to turn into a bloody geometry examination for all the VAR
I
guys.
mean, this is such a piss poor call. I mean, yeah, they do this in the Premier League and all. I think give the benefit of doubt to the striker, no? What else are you going to do in this situation? I mean, you can't control where your legs are. Oh, okay, no. Almost, almost.
Geometry lessons coming across in this World Cup.
I mean, that was such a well worked move. That was a classic training ground set piece, and yet it's pretty sad.
ये क्या है? Which hotel shuts their bloody kitchen at 10 o'clock? Why am I getting this message? Guys, let me just order my dinner and be back on here.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm,
sure.
I'm going to continue online. I'm just going to switch off the camera.
All right, Ecuador on the attack, and oh, that's a penalty. That should be a penalty. Yes, it is. That's a penalty for Ecuador. That is a penalty for Ecuador. That is another brilliant, and that's the first yellow card of the World Cup, and it is for the goalkeeper. And yeah,
I've
to
told
prove
you that. Yeah.
yes, now it is clearly visible that this goalkeeper is genuinely overwhelmed by the situation, by the magnitude.
Nervous.
And
Nervousness
okay,
in the
that
statement.
rather soft, but then I don't think that was a
Var
yellow.
coming again. Var coming again.
No, I mean it looks soft to me. I mean he did okay, caught his leg. Yeah, that's a penalty.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If it
that's
looks
a
soft,
penalty.
they will not
No,
let
no,
it
no,
go.
no. No, it doesn't look soft. He had a hold of his leg. Yeah.
Yes.
That's not. Yeah.
That shin
not
pad
soft.
part has been.
Yeah.
properly-
Exactly. Yeah.
Yes.
It's a clear penalty. Yeah.
Yes. Look, his shin pad absolutely collided with the glove.
Yeah. So Ener Valencia has the opportunity to score once again, and this time it counts.
Yes.
So hopefully,
Imagine
Ener-
the goalkeeper comes off his line, they take it again, and he misses.
oh, that would be a rather anticlimactic situation. I mean, and if we see, look at the Qataris behind that goal post, they're absolutely bemused.
No. I've read somewhere. It was.
And yes, that. This time it's 1-0. Ener Valencia scores. Very cool penalty, composed, sends the keeper the wrong way, and it's finally 1-0 Ecuador. Ecuador get the World Cup rolling by scoring the first goal of this tournament, and it is not the hosts. So, and yes, obviously, the synchronized celebration, a typical South American staple, synchronized celebrations, and this is not the last. Oh, that's a beautiful girl. Not revealing clothes, but still beautiful nevertheless. Mojo sir, if you're watching,
You have missed the chance. You have missed the chance.
I'm still 20 seconds behind. I don't know what the hell are you guys talking about.
Yeah.
That's why I said you missed the chance.
I'm just showing the replay now. I don't know which woman you're talking about.
there was this beautiful chick who was caught on camera, Ecuadorian
But
fan.
she was waving the flag.
Yeah, exactly. That
Yeah.
one. Yeah, I
Yeah.
hope you've seen it.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, in
Qatar,
full-
okay. Qatar looking to bounce back almost immediately, and they are almost in. Oh, that was close. And did they get a corner? No, they don't. That's a goal kick.
No.
That's a goal kick. Well, what must be going through this goalkeeper's mind? I mean, he's had a horror 17 and a half minutes.
Now Qatar are looking better. They are playing up front good. Now they might have that.
Okay, this was offside, by the way. This was offside.
Oh, I think that we should all be on a same stream, or we should not talk about match at all.
I mean, that is not possible. You're in US, Abhishek. We cannot be on the same stream.
But at least my
No.
stream is going very smooth. That is good part of it.
No,
No,
even,
my,
even in the
my,
US,
my,
It
my
is
stream
going
is good
smooth
as
now.
well. But it's just that it's about 15, 20 seconds behind.
So for me, it's 18 minutes exactly now.
No, we are 20 seconds ahead of you then.
Yes.
18,
I'm at
I
18
have
minutes,
18:30.
7 seconds.
18:30.
18:30.
Yes.
No,
So
India
because of proximity, Qatar is closer to India than it is to United States. So maybe
Does it
because of
matter?
that, I'm not sure.
even in the United stream against Real Sociedad the last match, Saksham was the most upfront in the stream, and Kushagara and I think Ojas were back, left behind. You know, the first go we were he has to react. मतलब पहले ही react कर देता
Okay,
था and
okay, and oh my God, he missed an open goal. That's offside, but oh my goodness, that was an open goal.
यार ये कितना लैग हो रहा है.
Oh, that was a bad miss. That was horror.
Whenever
was
I'm going to
offside.
order my food, something happens.
He was offside, but then yeah, but oh good lord, that was a horrible header. That was just horrible. It was
collided
Estupinian with the
very badly,
cross. Oh yeah, that's a bad collision too. I hope he's okay.
bad collision.
I mean, it's the Ecuadorian player who's come the worse off.
Yes.
The keeper seems to be all right, but
Oh my God.
yeah, that's a bad collision. That's a bad collision. Okay, good to see that he's up as well. Walking gingerly, but then still fine.
The Qatar goalkeeper is I don't know. He's comic, man.
The occasion has got to him. He's got to
I mean,
him.
he doesn't know what to do when.
He okay.
Yeah,
That's
good.
oh my good gracious me. No. Yeah, Qatar look really overwhelmed. They look like a deer in headlights at the moment. They're just not able to get their defensive actions on point. They're
The
not
rabbit in
able
the headlights.
Yeah, exactly.
Did you see? Every Ecuadorian player is doing the bicycle kick. Huh?
Wow, like from where? कहाँ से कर रहे हो भाई? They're closer to the half line than to the opposition goal box, and they're trying bicycles.
I think he's taken the motivation from Zlatan.
Okay, another yellow card, and this is another area where Qatar have lost position in a very dangerous area, and once again they've had to foul to get the ball back. Yeah.
No, it was foul.
Nah, it was a foul, Ray. Foul to Thai.
Dirty kill, Ray.
But
yeah.
Why? What was that throw-in? I didn't get that.
Very poor.
You cannot be doing this in World Cup, though, no matter what.
This guy just been shown a yellow card. Who's this guy?
Almoez Ali. He's one of their key attacking players also.
Right.
They've
already had 2 yellow cards in 22 minutes.
They are not going any further, so that will not impact their tournament as such. They are showcasing the stark difference between the sides.
The quality between the sides, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, that's a good cross.
Goal.
No.
No.
No, my stream is showing a goal.
I said good cross.
You cannot have always that your side will win. So someone else has to get into it as well.
So let me order my food, guys. Whenever I switch off trying to order my food, something happens.
Yeah, sir. Maybe it will go ahead.
Before the restaurant shuts down. Apparently, there's a wedding in the hotel that I'm staying. So maybe they are a little worried about late night orders. So let me just finish my order and then be back.
Yeah, sure.
Why is this possession as in showing 58%, 30%, and 12%? What is that 12% means?
I think it will be...
That's in the middle of the park.
Yeah, it could be the amount of position that is in different thirds of the pitch. That could be this. I mean, because there has barely been any action in the Ecuador half.
Okay, that is from the... No, still in that case, that should not be higher on the side of Ecuador then.
Because that is the Qatari half. In the Qatari half, the majority of the game has happened in Qatar's half, right?
Okay, that is like a yes. Okay, so there are few new technologies. Even the
Hmm.
VAR of being offside was something new which we have not
That
seen.
is no, that is semi-automated VAR,
Yeah.
which has been used in the Champions League this season already.
Oh, is it? Oh,
Yes, yes, it has
Hmm.
been.
maybe I might have missed it then. Yeah, it's good then.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, okay. I mean, they're not having any cohesion in their clearances. Even their clearances are finding Ecuadorian players. I mean,
They're throwing. Oh my God, I don't know. I have seen it this in World Cup or not. The throwing they have given it to directly to Ecuadorian player.
They're missing composure,
Yes.
actually.
Yeah,
what missing?
occasion has gotten into them.
Ah, yes,
Yeah,
correct.
they have no composure.
हाँ वही वही तो
वो थोड़ा
Okay.
सा उन लोगों को ना टाइम लगेगा ना they'll get stable then it will be good.
Hopefully, a
हम्म
better performance in the second half. I mean, it can only get better from here. I mean, they could have
हम्म
easily been 2 or 3 nil down by now. The fact that they're just
Yeah,
1 nil down.
if they would have faced any proper side, even Ecuador is not taking their chances. If they would have any other side, they might have scored more goals. They are making unnecessary tackles.
Hmm. Ecuador also putting a little too much on their final balls, which is why they're not able to get behind it.
Yeah. I don't see Qatar scoring any goal in this World Cup.
In all their
they will
games.
With
consider more
with the game plan or with the action, maybe it's because of the first game of the tournament or something, but they are not looking scoring goal. They might not concede, yes, but they do not look like scoring one.
Abhishek, bhai, imagine you said this and within 5 minutes they end up scoring the equalizer.
Still, with 20, 25, 30 minutes, what I have seen, they had
No,
good
they
looks. They
barely
had
had
forward,
any. Yeah,
yeah, the forward, the only move which they have made, it looked good. But again, they are not looking good in the midfield and in defense.
defense.
They
Yeah.
look very cagey.
Hmm.
hmm.
Those small passes, those unnecessary tackles, those are not going in their favor.
I think get letting the occasion get to you is natural, but I mean letting the occasion get to you for so long, I think is downright stupidity. I
Yeah,
mean,
that's like those players would be having lifetime opportunity. Yeah, we
yeah,
have not seen.
exactly.
Maybe we will end up our life and not see India in the World Cup.
Hmm.
But it's not like that. That you got this opportunity. Like no, I don't know how many players would be dying for. Just make most out of it. Get your head sorted.
Hmm. Ecuador also understanding that Qatar is not going to attack them, so they're just keeping the ball among themselves only,
Hmm.
not trying to do,
Discipline is very good.
yeah,
Yeah.
not trying to do too much.
No. Off, off
Too
the
high.
too high. Do you think these are Qatari fans or
मैं वही
No,
पूछने वाला था.
I've
मैं
read
वही पूछ
I've read somewhere that Qatar,
Pakistani
yeah,
people, yeah, yeah.
Pakistani people they are
Okay,
paying.
now this yellow card is for Kaiser. Okay, Kaisedo gets booked. Kaisedo is booked.
Yeah, but whoever would be Qatari, they'd be feeling very
But
proud
that was
and
not a yellow card, I think.
Yeah, even I feel it wasn't.
that was soft.
It wasn't.
But overall
But
refereeing has been good, though he has interrupted the match more often than not. But
It's
overall refereeing
the
has
standards have been the same. Yes, he's not. I mean, if he's giving
Premier
yellow
League
cards for a
standard.
soft, yeah, exactly.
For Premier League, you have to get stretchered off to get yellow card. The opposite player.
क्या बोले भाई? No, Italian referees are better in terms of refereeing, but
Controlling the game, yes.
yes,
You
controlling
will
the
know
game,
that
controlling.
who is the boss. English referee, you
Yes.
feel that player are the boss.
Somehow,
Huh.
Spanish referees are even worse than English referees.
Hmm.
Look, this was good move that initiated, but then the small pass which he has made, which led to and
Ball out of play.
yeah, that was unnecessary.
क्या लैग हो रहा है यार?
बहुत यार बहुत मतलब दिमाग खराब हो रहा है यार मैच देख के.
दिमाग खराब हो रहा है. Either they उनका मतलब ट्रैफिक इतना बढ़ गया है ना बिशार भाई कि क्या ही बोले.
अबे ट्रैफिक बढ़ रहा है, तुमको पता है कि ट्रैफिक बढ़ेगा ही, तो तुम
And
लोग ने
that
फिर
is nothing. This is nothing. This
And
match is nothing. We people would
ना
be like,
अभी
they
बड़े
let's
मैचेस
go.
आएंगे तो फिर क्या करेंगे?
it's better to watch on television, I would say.
Hmm.
That would be
And
beneficial.
television, they are broadcasting all the matches, or someone Delvin, you are saying that not all
Yeah,
matches are.
apparently no. Okay, Ecuador have the ball again, and
That's good.
ना
Oh,
ना ना हक दिया.
oh wow,
Goal.
oh my god, Ener Valencia again. It's 2-0. What
What
a
a goal,
goal!
huh?
look,
This was
that also has started with some
with a
shaky,
Qatar
yeah,
mistake.
mistake.
Ener Valencia has gone ahead and scored twice. Yeah, this is going to be a long night for Qatar. Definitely.
Oh, no, they are not able to
Even
handle the situation.
Oh,
even the Ecuador.
look at the shape. His face. That was pure gold.
Money can't buy all, but
Okay. Are they checking for offside?
no, he was वो player था ना आगे. See here, yes.
Oh,
Orange book.
that header was amazing. Okay, that's a great
No,
header. Oh, that's a
no
great
one was
header.
marking.
But still, to get so much power on the header when there is a
Yes,
player who jumped ahead of you.
Yes.
that is proper bullet header, yaar.
उन्होंने कुशागर भाई क्या कतार ने सच में पैसा दिया है या सिर्फ पेट्रोल ही दिया है? I don't think so. Oi.
I think that Qatar would be having a battering this World Cup. And it's good that United States didn't get World Cup rights this time. They'd be getting it next time.
But
Because
then watching that is going to be a big problem. I mean, the
yes,
time it's the same like the Brazil World Cup. I mean, you'll have to be
Yeah.
awake at what 4:30, 5:30 to watch games.
yes. Look for that shot. That was unnecessary. Why you are hitting it? You first time you got into a good position, and you are wasting it for nothing.
Okay, so my prediction has gone out of the window. My 1-all has been just pushed to the sidelines. And
Even I don't see mine 0-1. Sorry, 1-0 for Ecuador or 1-1. So only
Abhijit
thing
Bhai's
remains is
prediction,
Abhijit's 2-1.
Abhijit Bhai's prediction is still somewhat in the balance. I mean, his 2 goals are come from one side. The
No, that
one
too he has said for Ecuador, so that is also fine. But
No,
I don't see.
I see Qatar scoring. I see Qatar still scoring, but not winning the match, but they will score somehow. Ecuador will do mistake and they will have the last laugh. That you know consolation goal. I would say.
Even if they'd be getting that goal now, that will be. Who is this Pedro guy? Yaar? How he is playing in Qatar? Have they
Qatari
bought
citizen
player?
immigrant.
No,
Immigrant.
but they do not give citizenship to immigrants. I believe it's not.
Hmm.
They have strict rules. I don't know how. I'm not
Mm,
sure much about it, so I'll not rather say.
प्रेस किया प्रेस करना चाहिए ना 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 you waited for that should have pressed हम्म, क्या लैग हो रहा है यार ये रेफरी तो कार्ड पे कार्ड ही दे रहा है
He's letting them know who is the boss.
I don't remember that name Devin Bhai what is his name in 1999 Champions League final उसका नाम ही नहीं
Molina,
आता मुझे
Molina,
मोलिना
that bald one. Yes,
That's
he
हाँ
is very
Colina.
famous.
Colina.
Colina, yes.
हाँ हाँ
कोलिना
हाँ.
और मोलिना I don't know
वो
what's the name
Italian referee ना. Italian
हम्म
referee ना.
Hmm.
हाँ
He is very famous. Oh my
Anxiety
God, he
by
got
says
eyes. Is that?
anxiety by says striker spotted boys. Ecuador fans having a gala time, and as expected,
Yeah, that will give them a good chance to qualify further. If they'll beat Qatar, will in the upcoming matches they'll settle their nerves a little bit and they'll perform good against, I believe, Senegal and Netherlands. Not
yeah,
this much.
I think
They'll
all they
have
need is one more point. All they need
yeah.
is one more point. Uh, there is someone's stream volume coming out, so whoever it is, just reduce it or maybe mute it, or else we'll be screwed for
Probably
whole.
mine. Probably was mine.
You want to hear the Spanish commentary? I'll put it on.
No,
Even I don't get most of the time.
I think the only thing you'll be able to understand is goal, 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 goal,
No,
goal.
But
they don't
I
do
don't think they do that in Spanish, do they? They
Spanish.
do that more in
They
the
do
Middle
in
East.
Middle East.
they do sir
In Spanish,
Oh, do they?
in yeah, in
yes
Middle East, it's like goal.
Yeah.
They just take it for long. They
even
just stretch it.
even in the Italian also they are
Wala
very
Habibi.
funny
Wallah, Habibi.
if you know I was watching I think Fulham से पहले कौन सा मैच था
Aston Villa.
I
Aston
was
Villa.
watching हाँ I was watching it on Chinese actually
Oh crap. So in Chinese commentary, they will talk in between. They'll talk among
हाँ
themselves. They'll talk something
हाँ
else. It will be like,
हाँ
what you are
Okay,
doing commentary?
help me understand this. Help me understand this. Why the hell were you watching a Chinese stream?
because wait, I would say why, because they are upfront in the stream. They are 30 or
Eh?
40 seconds more, they are live in the stream. If you see Hotstar
That
and
that
if you
that
compare that,
stream was made in China.
I
It
think
will
why?
a
be
better,
available.
I think a
Oh, what
better,
a ball! What a ball!
I
What a
think
ball!
a better explanation is provided by Rohit Bhai in the comments that Abhijit is multilingual.
No. no it was the front, मतलब आगे था, इसीलिए मैं देख रहा था. I was switched off and I was watching their commentary. So
Fucking hell. Chinese is like 40 seconds ahead. What I'm watching is about 20 seconds behind. What the hell is going on? Time travel चल रहा है ये football में.
no, it
Okay, that's a good
provides you.
ball. Okay, that's really good physicality. This should have been given a foul. No. This should have been given a foul. Looked like a
No,
foul
it
to me.
was just shoulder.
That was good physical play, but from Qatar on the left side.
Yeah.
Do you think still they are Qatari fans? Mojo
I
sir.
don't think. No. They don't look like Qatari fans. They look like भाड़े के टट्टू. लग रहे हैं वैसे. they look South Asian. They look South Asian.
They've been sent to fill the stadiums. They're doing that.
And they're doing a good job at it.
Yeah, exactly.
So fair play to them.
Yes.
Okay. That's
Goal.
a good ball. Okay, no, not yet. Nah, that's a great tackle by Lamte. That's an amazing tackle. Oh, Qatar have the ball once. Oh no, that's Lukaku levels of first touch. I mean, that's horrendous. I mean, you at such a promising place, you just can't have such a shitty first touch. I mean, come on. That's bad.
No.
That was a brilliant ball, and then you just
No.
the ball was nice. The first touch was
Yeah,
horrible.
I know. The control was horrible.
I mean, even Lukaku would have been put to shame on that.
So Lukaku can put anybody to shame. on his day, Lukaku can put himself to shame.
I mean, yeah, sure, for sure. I mean, his first touch is arguably one of the most horrible first touches
But
I've
I
ever
think
seen.
that Lukaku best has played was in Everton. He was very
Yeah.
good when he was slim and
No, he was
running
great in
and-
Inter also. That one season, he was very good at Inter also. I mean,
Mhm.
No, Inter, I believe that has
He
more to
started.
do
He
with
started well for us as
confidence.
well, and then he suddenly
Yeah.
became a bloody elephant. I don't know what he ate, what he did with his physique.
but he was still getting the goals though, in spite of the physique. He did
Yeah.
score. There was a period under Oli where he scored 2 goals a game, almost 4 or 5 games a stretch for us.
Yeah,
That,
he did. Yes.
that included the Champions League game against PSG.
Yes.
I mean,
Yes.
I think he could have continued for us, but then after a point, I think Lukaku didn't find himself in Ole's plans. If Ole had a
Rohit-
plan.
Rohit by
Yeah,
saying golden boot to
I think it's
Lukaku.
more to do with. I think it was more to do with Lukaku wanting to move away.
Oh, that
Because-
is hurt. That is hurt.
Yeah, that's hurtful. Also, I think Lukaku was not happy with him being played on the right more often. But
Yeah.
I feel that Lukaku was best playing on the right. I think even Belgium's game against Brazil, he was
Exactly,
put on the
I mean-
right hand side and he absolutely destroyed Miranda at
He's
that side
been
of
more
defense.
effective that way.
Yeah, even in the game against Arsenal in the FA Cup, where he gave the assist to Lingard, I think he was playing from the right. Okay, Eno Valencia is being stretchered off. Is it that
That's
bad?
what. That's what I.
Seems bad.
No,
Yeah.
no.
Okay. Thankfully, no need of a stretcher. Okay, he is
ये
standing.
स्ट्रेचर जबरदस्ती मिला है एंथो कटलेट बन के रेफरी कह रहा रुक जा भाई इतनी जल्दी क्या है
No, they actually मतलब एक मतलब ये डालते प्रेशर डालते तो जा रहा है क्या नहीं जा तो खेल तो सही
FIFA doctor, don't they have the team doctors?
No. वो फिर कैसा होगा?
They
they
have
have
FIFA
No,
doctors. They
that
don't
is
have team doctors.
no. That is the team doctor. There was the Ecuadorian crest. So yeah, those were team doctors with
Okay.
FIFA
Okay,
vests
so
though.
with FIFA West,
FIFA
like
vests, but those are team doctors with the bibs on.
Oh,
oh,
that's weird, actually.
but I think that for unbiased step up, they'd be having those FIFA doctors as well, and for the standards,
Maybe.
With all due respect, this is probably the most underwhelming opening game of a World Cup for a very long time.
yes,
So far, yes. It
because
could
there
change
has
in the
not
second
been
half.
there
Yeah,
has
I mean,
not
yeah,
been so
if the
much
money reaches on
difference.
time, yeah.
There has not been so much difference among side. Na? This is like a lot of difference. You cannot see this much difference in a World Cup
I
side.
mean, you
Even
can,
for the
yeah.
Asian teams, those who make, so they put everything like Japan and Korea. If you see them, they'd be putting everything on the pitch. They are there
interesting
because of
comment
their money.
Qatar is
I
putting
mean,
interesting
everything on the
comment
bank.
yeah. I think you can make it out that this is Qatar's first World Cup by the way they are playing. I mean, it looks like they are newcomers to the stage.
Rohit bhai, golden boot to your bloody Lakaka elephant, man. Come on. They're like brothers in arms, man.
Lakaka.
Lakaka.
Those videos are absolutely hilarious though, where there's this
hilarious
guy who
yes
pretends
definite
who also has Lakaka written on his jersey.
that humorous voice no you can't deny
Just
your
it's
laugh
it's
in it
it's just hilarious, man. The way he literally like bullies those kids and then he goes on to miss a wide open goal.
you know his voice is so funny now even if you're in a funeral and if you play that sound no you will definitely laugh it's so funny lagaka even when I first heard
And
I
the other
was
funny thing
I
is,
don't know how much Chelsea
Rohit
fans
bhai,
has to go through because of
Rohit
this.
bhai apparently plays, I don't know, I was told this. I've never seen him play football, but I was told he plays a goalkeeper. Imagine Rohit bhai a goalkeeper and Lukaku as a striker against each other. Neither is saving, neither is scoring.
I mean, he doesn't have to save if he scores. If he doesn't score, so
Yeah,
that's
just give
that.
him, I just got a call there.
You- Rohit bhai is a Friedel and Friedel ಇದೆ
5 minutes of extra time for what?
For a couple of this thing, wide checks and goal
ट्रांजैक्शन
and
हो रहा है
ये तो गोल मारने के लिए कुछ भी कर रहे हैं यार ये लोग कतार को एक गोल मारने देने के लिए मतलब 5 मिनट एक्स्ट्रा टाइम दे रहे हैं घड़ी बकैती है ये तो इनसे नहीं होना फर्स्ट हाफ में तो नहीं होना
extra money is being poured into the Ecuador's account that's for
for,
5
to,
minutes
to lose to lose from here. I don't think Ecuador is losing from here. I mean, they are
you
a
never
little
know
too.
Ecuador would be finalizing their knockout spots from here. They'd be making sure that they push pedal to
Yeah,
the
I
gas.
think they would want to keep a clean sheet because then goal difference becomes very crucial. Oh, that's a beautiful ball, but no, that was a beautiful diagonal.
finishing is really
The
pathetic
final ball is only not there, but that diagonal was
हाँ
amazing. That was a brilliant diagonal.
5 substitutes है ना 5
Yeah,
substitutes
five.
yes
रोहित भाई वूट पे नहीं आएगा. It will only come on Jio Cinema because that is how Viacom 18 is operating currently. I mean, they themselves don't know how. मुझे से mute.
I'm saying, is that anxiety bhai asking Wood pa aega nahi aega?
Yeah, that's anxiety by asking. Yeah.
45 minutes into the World Cup? Anxiety bhai. What pills did you get up on, man? Rohit bhai,
इंडिया वर्सेस न्यूजीलैंड प्राइम पे आ रहा है.
oh,
वो तो हो गया. मैच खत्म हो गया.
Why they play bilaterals? I'll never get it when you're not. Let it be, khair.
Oh, did you actually see that trophy bilateral wali? It looked like a bloody inter-house school competition.
Inter-house school.
That trophy, flew out when they were having photo shoot.
Oh, crazy man! I mean, just go and have a look at it. अभी आप Google करके देखो. Look at the size of the trophy and the design.
Foul for a shoulder push. This was a similar push on the other side. Abhishar bhai, which we were talking about. Yeah.
Hmm.
And this is given a foul and that wasn't. अभिजीत भाई देख रहे हो? देख रहे हो ना?
हाँ, देख रहा हूँ. At what time it is here? Tell me. 45 is 45 minutes where
45
4
plus 4.
Yeah, I'm
4:30.
45. I'm
Plus
45
4
plus
now for me.
3.58.
3.58.
Yeah, so
3 minutes
मेरा
I've
58.
caught up. The last time I placed, I didn't have, didn't place order for my dinner. I've caught up 2 seconds on you guys. By the time I'm finished dinner, I probably finished the game. You guys are still on the 40th minute. Trust me.
4.39 है मेरा. 4.39.
हाँ same. हमारा same ही चल रहा है. Okay, so Qatar have the ball. Could they do something over here? Oh, that's a good ball. Oh, he missed. Oh, good God, that was an amazing ball. That was the best move Qatar have pulled out so far. And it's a shame that it's come right at the end, but that's a great move.
This
Yeah,
can be
that's
a
what I
pivot,
was saying. With the time, Qatar might have
Oh,
this
man.
second. Oh,
Should have at least put it on target. He was unmarked.
No, if you put it on target, it's going in. Simple.
Yeah, exactly.
The keeper's not getting that.
And I think it was hard to miss from there. At least the target. To miss the target from there, that was a little difficult.
you
So
need
that's
to
the
do a
first.
Lukaku.
That's the first half. That's the first half done. Ecuador lead 2-0 with an Ener Valencia brace, one from the spot, and one a rather instinctive header which came off, and that was a brilliant header. So, what are your thoughts on the first half, gentlemen? What do you make of it? Abhishar, I'll start with you. What do you make of the first half?
Until the very last moment, I thought that Ecuador going to steamroll Qatar, but they might find a consolation, as Abhijit has mentioned. But yeah, that's going to be a 3-1 or 3-0 sort of game.
Oh, so you think Ecuador will score another one in the second half?
Yes. They
Okay.
are for sure going to.
All right. Mujhe, so what did you make of the first half? I mean, did you expect this performance from Qatar somewhere down the line, that they would be performing like this, considering that this is their first World Cup, or did you expect something better?
I think they seem a lot nervous. If you are World Cup is a different stage altogether. But if you are the Asian champions, then you need to come out a little more confident as a host. I think they're a little nervous. They go into the dressing room. The manager needs to talk them up, give them the enthu chat big time, and let's hope they turn up in the second half, because they've shown glimpses here or there in the first half. They just need to be a little more patient on the ball and a little more clinical when they get chances, like the very last header, for example. So look, if it's pretty much obvious right now with the way the game is going, Ecuador has already won it. But then that's just the 45 minutes. If Qatar gets the first goal in the second half, then who's to know what could happen?
We could be having a different conversation.
But I generally believe that Ecuador will put this through.
Abhijit, what do you think? Can Qatar get any better in the second half? Will Ecuador make sure that the clean sheet remains intact? What do you make of the first half, and what do you think can happen?
नहीं, मुझे लगता है कि कतर स्कोर करेगा. आई थिंक 1 goal that will be a consolation goal. मतलब वो मतलब 0 नहीं रहेगा, वो स्कोर 1 हो जाए. इक्वाडोर कैन स्कोर, बट उनको पोजीशन बेस ही गेम खेलना है. वो ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा स्कोर करेंगे. कतर विल कम विद डिफरेंट टैक्टिक्स, आई थिंक सो. मतलब इक्वाडोर के पास कुछ ज़्यादा करने के लिए कुछ है ही नहीं है. दे डोंट हैव दैट मच, बिकॉज दे नो दे आर लीडिंग एंड they will just don't do anything wrong so that he can consider more goals. So वो तो बेसिक ही रहेगा. Just it will be interesting to see Qatar doing anything different, if they have any tactics in
All
the
right.
game they made.
So, so in the meanwhile, let's talk about the games that are there tomorrow. So there are 3 games tomorrow. England opened their World Cup campaign against Iran at 6:30 in the evening, and then followed by a match which I've been looking forward for Group A, which is the marquee clash of Group A, that is Senegal facing off against the Netherlands. And
Hmm.
then at at 12:30 midnight, we have USA facing Wales. So these are the 3 games that will be there tomorrow. So let us start with Senegal versus Netherlands, since it is the same group. It's Group A. So these are 2 evenly matched sides facing off against each other, and almost 85 to 90% of the football experts have Senegal and Netherlands going through from this group, the 2 teams that will go out of this group into the knockout stages. So what do you make of it? Mudita, warm welcome to you. Hope you're doing well.
Yes, Dylan, by
Just in
1 minute,
case,
It's been a
I
shit
will have
evening.
some food and come.
yeah, sure, sure.
Shit evening.
Okay.
My dog got.
So
What happened?
I hope he's fine. I hope he's fine.
I mean, I have applied ointment. The vets were shut till the time, so I'll take him
I
tomorrow
mean,
morning.
he got bit by another dog, or by another
Stray.
dog?
Stray. Yeah.
A stray. Okay, okay.
Oh,
I think I
No,
hope
it was.
Sufi is vaccinated. When
He
he's
is.
vaccinated, he's
Just 2 days back, we did his rabies vaccination, the yearly one, and
okay.
it's just that it was bleeding a bit. So we applied the medicine by calling the doctor, but the shops are shut. So I'll take him
All
tomorrow
right.
first. I hope he's okay.
So I'm assuming you have not watched the first half. I'm assuming. Okay, so just to put into perspective, Qatar are 2 goals down to Ecuador. Eno Valencia has scored a brace and has had 1 goal ruled out for offside. One of them was a penalty, yeah, and one of them was a very instinctive header. So overall, Ecuador have been dominant, and it seems like Qatar have let the occasion get the better of them. And what do you make of it, Mudit
How
bhai?
was that goal disallowed? Why?
His
How?
his stud was offside.
It's.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, his Abhishar bhai, you're on mute.
I'm so sorry. So it was like goalkeeper went 2 up front, so that has left only 1 defender. So that
Oh
will
yeah,
be
the two defenders and the 2 players behind the goalkeeper.
Yeah,
Goal.
exactly.
yes.
Okay.
On
Okay, I
first
mean,
look, even I had the same reaction as you, like, how is this offside? But then Abhishar bhai did say it. Got it.
damn.
Yeah.
It was like that.
And then they still went on to score 2 more.
No, Ecuador were they
Ecuador went on to score 2 more. Yes, one was a
they should
penalty,
have,
and then one they should have scored more. But yeah,
so they were looking pretty different side, you know.
They
Like
deserved. I mean, I can
when we
like,
play
they-
against some Midtjylland and all those teams when Premier League sides play against them. So you see the difference, though the scoreboard doesn't tell that way, but yeah, that was different. Sorry, Mudit, you were saying something.
I mean, yeah, it looks like they were dominating.
they were until the last kick of the first half. Qatar barely had a sniff.
Yeah, I mean, they couldn't beat us, India. So
Yeah, exactly. So, Udit bhai, when you were coming in, I was just talking about the games that will be happening tomorrow. So we have England facing off against Iran at 6:30. We have the other game in Group A, that is Senegal taking on the Netherlands, which is the marquee clash of this group. And then we have Wales taking on USA in the midnight fixture. For these are all India times. So we were talking about Senegal versus Netherlands, since it is Group A we are talking about. So we have 2 equally stacked teams. I mean, of course, the loss of Sadio Mane is a big loss for Senegal, because he is their talisman. But then again, they enter this tournament as African champions. So and Netherlands themselves have a pretty well balanced, well rounded outfit, and with Van Gaal at the helm, it is going to be a pretty decent looking Netherlands side. So there are two well-matched sides, and majority of the experts have got these two sides going out of this group into the knockout stages. So where do you think this game is going to be won, and where do you think this game is going to be lost tomorrow?
I mean, the, these kind of games are kind of. I mean, Netherlands are usually always termed as the dark horses, but I think that era is kind of gone now. You can't
Yeah,
get
exactly.
out of them that they will do anything about uh, like going to the latter stages of the tournament. What I do think is, as a team, Senegal have certain players who can impact the game at any time, right? But for Netherlands, they have very good technical players on the wide sides, right? Which who can, you know, who can give a tough time to the Senegalese wing backs and they are even their strikers because the way Netherlands play is they hold from the back and they build from the back under Van Gaal and then eventually they move to the wings. But before you know it, there is a midfielder who comes up in the center back and build position, and they kind of move the ball faster to score a goal. So I think that is where the game will be decided. I want Senegal to do well, but I don't think they'll be able to manage Netherlands, especially when they're coming like after a big break from World Cups.
No, they were there in the last World Cup.
They were
No,
Senegal were. Senegal were.
Senegal,
Netherlands. I'm talking about
Netherlands.
Netherlands, yes.
Yeah,
Netherlands weren't in the last World Cup. Yeah.
yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Oh, okay. So Abhishek, what are your thoughts about this game? Same. What do you think? Where is this contest going to be won on both sides, and where is this contest going to be lost?
I think that both the teams would be keeping an eye on this match. They might not be keeping eye on Qatar, but they'd be keeping eye on Ecuador. If they score much, if they'd be, the like first two goals which Qatar have scored, which Ecuador have scored, they got like Qatar was a bit overwhelmed with the situation, with the the atmosphere and everything. They might get one goal, but I do not see Netherlands or Senegal scoring three or four goal in a single game. So the Ecuador versus Senegal or Ecuador versus Netherlands would be the decisive, which will call the shots for the teams qualifying. So the match which Senegal and Netherlands would be playing, they'd be having this thing in the back of the head that one result might impact their chances. So I think both of the team would. I probably see drawing, having like this Senegal would be defending very much, and our Netherlands would be attacking. So I see that match going as a draw. So
All
both will
right.
be 1-1 or 2-2, something like that. But yes, from what we have seen for this match, Ecuador would be pushing higher for what we are expecting from them. They might be pushing higher than what we expect.
Moses sir, what about you? uh, Netherlands and Senegal, big game tomorrow for both sides, especially now that we are almost certain that Ecuador are going to take all 3 points from here. Yes, it's only one half, but then based on the first half, I do not see much going for them. They could nick a goal, but then at the end, I do see Ecuador taking all 3 points. So that opens up the group very nicely. It automatically makes this a three-horse race based on this result. So what do you make of this? Like where will this game be won? If there is a chance where both the game, I think both Netherlands and Senegal will be going for the win tomorrow, based on this result, because they would want a good start to the tournament as well. So where do you think this game is won? Where do you think this game will be lost?
I mean, to begin with, Mudit bhai, let's hope your pet recovers to full health and there's nothing serious. God bless him. Uh, Now, coming to the game, Netherlands versus Senegal, I think, like Mudit bhai said, Netherlands have a lot of technical players and the Louis van Gaal intelligence of playing in the big tournaments. But I think where Senegal might come, or rather might become a little difficult to handle, will be the physicality. So I believe Senegal will play the more physical game, wherein Netherlands will play the typical technical game, and we all know what Louis van Gaal can do with that. So I would just say that Netherlands will be my slight favorites going into that game. And as far as today's game is concerned, I don't see Qatar coming back. They might get a consolation, but I do see Ecuador scoring a third. But it all depends who scores the next. If Qatar get one back and it's 2-1 with say 30-35 minutes to go, you never know what the crowd might do. The 12th man in these kind of competitions always helps, and especially when you're on your home ground. So if Qatar get one back, then you're looking at a sort of a humdinger. Um, but if Ecuador score, then it's game over. And as of now, even if it stays the way that it is, the problem with Qatar is finding that final ball and the finishing touch. The quality at the end is missing right now.
And the way Qatar has started the match in the first 20-25 minutes, they look way better in the later half of the later
Yeah,
part.
they improved as the half went along, but to have already conceded 2 goals by then, you're already looking at an uphill task in a World Cup fixture. So, I mean, let's hope Qatar scores the first one. Only then this game becomes interesting. Otherwise, you're looking at another 45 minutes of drab football.
So the Ecuadorian manager has made his way out, and now the players are making their way out for the second half. So yeah, this is a very crucial period for Qatar as far as the game is concerned. Especially for them, the first 5 to 10 minutes become very key if they want to get their first goal and they want to impose themselves on Ecuador, who have been very comfortable overall on the half, Mudid bhai. So they have had more of the ball. They've kept the ball rather easily, and Qatar have been guilty of squandering the ball at every single opportunity. Even their throw-ins, they've had a very horror run with throw-ins. Every throw-in of them, almost 80% of their throw-ins have gone straight to the Ecuadorian players rather than their own. And they've lost the ball at crucial areas. And they've not been good until the last 5 to 10 minutes, and especially that last move, where they created a very good move, but their striker fluffed his lines from where.
Sorry to interrupt you, but Qatar is not this side. What we are seeing, they are not this side. They are pretty good. They are not
Yeah, they are actually well drilled.
They are
Yeah.
pretty good, but they are very
situation.
tough too. I mean, they've taken some tough decisions with getting 3 yellow cards, which I think will play a huge role here. Because the more they will try to go and win the ball, the more they'll rough tackle. Mind you, these rough tackles are kind of allowed in the AFC for them. I don't know. It's kind of weird, but the 2 yellow cards that they got, I don't think they were deserved.
I mean, the one for the penalty was a yellow. I mean, you could say that.
Apart from
Yeah. Apart from then, yes. Even Ecuador have been sold short, with the yellow cards. Yeah. So I mean, the referee has been uniform with his decisions, but then at the end, it doesn't look like any of them were yellow cards, to be honest.
Yeah. Do they have Ali Makdoud? No, that was Saudi Arabia. I'm not sure. Who do they have on their bench? I think Qatar.
No, I don't have much of an idea.
Yeah, even same. I just thought I knew some players from the India game, but yeah, anyway. I think, see, Ecuador are 2-0 up. They don't need to do much. They need to kind of preserve
No, but
themselves. Yeah.
sorry, Modit bhai, to interrupt. Like they'd be having this because they are having foot on the throat of Qatar. They want a few more goals because that will help them in qualifying the group. Because the Senegal
I
or
understand. But the thing
Holland
is,
game would be KG. If they could draw either of that game, they'd be making out of this group.
the thing is, they've still kind of on the second half. They've still started with the 5 at the back, with 2 wing backs.
Yeah, wing backs.
Which is okay, but I think um, Ecuador's wing defenders, the full backs are pretty good.
Trihak Mokro says his eyes hurt because of this game and the way Qatar are playing.
There's Estupiñán and Caicedo on one side for them, so you can already forget the left side of Ecuador.
And then they have Lamptey on the no. Lamptey is
No, they
Ghanaian.
don't.
I'm so
They
sorry.
don't.
I'm so sorry. Yeah.
I think from the right side they don't have much to go from the left.
Yes.
If they could attempt, maybe they could get something out
Left
of it.
side, they have dominated the entire 45
Exactly,
half.
which is because we have the two guys on the right who are pretty damn good at their job. So I think they will keep targeting that. I don't see them scoring, but if they do, I would just turn my volume up. So yeah,
I mean, the streaming is really
What do
bad.
you
Yeah,
have?
there's a lot of lagging.
30 matches for tomorrow.
it's not lagging. There's a. Where are you watching?
I'm
Now,
watching it on Geo Cinema.
yeah,
Yeah,
on that.
exactly. It's lagging because you've not set it on the right. Hold on, I'll tell you.
Some tricks coming up, guys. For the streams in India.
On Geo Cinema, which screen are you using? Are you using the main feed or the extended stadium feed? Use the extended stadium feed, it will stop lagging.
How do you do that?
I think it's on the right. If you just kind of scroll right, or I don't know, just try to get on the menu, you will see that screen. There's one main feed.
Hello, we have someone creeping in. Hello. I then.
That's Sufi, yeah.
Oh, okay.
The main feed and extended stadium feed. Go to extended stadium feed, you will have everything that you need.
Mm,
See the camera option, the video camera option.
that is what I'm checking. I am on extended stadium feed only.
Yeah, so that should be pretty damn clear, bro.
It is clear, but it is lagging.
Extended
No.
stadium feed.
Yeah, for now it isn't, but let's see. Okay, so Qatar, there's a definite improvement in the fact that they're keeping the ball better, but then again, another poor ball, and the ball goes out of play. So
Yeah,
what?
then
So in
sorry.
the so in the meanwhile, while this game is going on, what do you think of the England-Iran game? I mean, Mudit bhai, we've seen Iran, and Iran's defense is practically been impregnable over the past few months or so. I mean, it has been very difficult to break them down. But due to the current furor that has been surrounding the Iran national side, I mean, will that affect their game, or will they be able to get their heads right? Because the outrage is real. I mean, these guys have been slaughtered left, right, and center ever since they've set foot on Qatari soil. And
Mm.
even in Iran as well, there have been public outcries for certain players to be dropped and not picked. But the manager has gone against it and has still kept them in the squad. So, do you think all these factors will have a role to play in the way Iran approach this tournament, or
Can you give a quick background of this issue? Sorry, I was not aware of it
it's
completely.
about the issue of the women's
Yeah,
like it's that one only. Yeah,
for
same thing.
hijab and all that.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah, so many of these Iran players have gone ahead and taken a pretty public stand in favor of women getting to express themselves the way they want to, and for that they have been they
asked to
have
drop
okay
from the
okay
national-
yeah okay, so
national
Ecuador
team.
are on the counter, and okay, Qatar get back. Yeah, so getting back, so this is why there was a lot of outcry on many of the Iranian players. So
Sorry.
yeah.
Dad, my dad has
Yeah.
been out of town and he's just come now.
Yeah. Okay. So, what do you make of this? Yeah. Okay. No problem. Yeah. Sure.
Yes, sir.
Avishar, bhai, what do you make of it? Do you think that Iran will be able to approach this game in a proper frame of mind, or do you think England will prove too good for them?
No, I think that in Iran, for all those players who are having, a different view, they'd be putting more onto pitch, because when you get a purpose which is bigger than game, you see many players, they go beyond it because they have something bigger to prove. So I see that Iran would be having this good World Cup. They might churn out a good result this time. They if they'd be good enough, they might break into the next level as well. Having said that, we would be seeing Wales and USA as other two team. So Iran might be getting into later part as well. So with the England's match, I see them getting those KG. They'd be having a better defense, and then again a goal here or there. So that will be different story.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. So Qatar have been keeping the ball much better, but then again, while they are going forward, while they are trying to make something meaningful out of it, they are not able to get that ball right. Like now, once again, the ball and he's caught offside. So
They've not been clinical enough.
yeah, exactly. They're letting Ecuador get the ball rather easily, in spite of
Yeah, those,
having.
those those in breaks, you cannot just be passing directly ball to and throwing it into Ecuador's players, and
Yeah, exactly.
that that's not helping Qatar's cause.
Close from Ecuador. Missed both the strikers in the box.
Yeah, so we'll be seeing, we might see another goal from Ecuador. That's what
Ecuador, yeah.
maybe Abhijit has different opinion, but so that's how it should be.
Yeah. So three mark Mokrok as always continued. Iran has no attackers; they're more of a defensive team. And yeah, so Mudit, what I was saying is coming to the England Iran game. I mean, what do you make of whether the condition, whether the situation surrounding them will play on their minds, or will they be able to perform to their maximum level and maybe pull off a surprise?
I mean, look, see, what happens in their country. It's something that is for football players. I think it's very different. Uh, I mean, even if some players are taking a stance, or if some players are, up, they are with the government or whatever. It on the football pitch, I don't think, with no disrespect, I don't think that matters much to them. Uh, it's the World Cup. They've been playing football all their lives. They are in the national team. They're professionals. Some of them play abroad. It's I don't think anything will have an effect on in their mind with regards to what's happening in their own country. And performance-wise, it depends, man. They'll obviously be defending most of the time, and I think they will concede goals, of course. But it depends on what will happen with regards to the one who are they playing against. England, है, right? England, है, right?
England.
अच्छा खासा गोल खाएंगे.
Hopefully.
So you believe
Okay, that's a beautiful ball.
concede?
Will this be 3-0? Oh, that's a great save. That's a great save. That's a good save by the Qatari keeper. That's the first save he's made. let's just put it that way.
अभिषेक क्या बोल रहा था?
He's good goalkeeper. Maybe the occasion has risen on to him.
अभिषेक मुझे कुछ बोलने वाला था, तो मेरा कमेंट भी उसी के लिए ही था, बोलना.
नहीं, मैं यही बोल रहा था कि you are expecting that England would be like hammering Iran. Like I don't see England scoring anything greater than 2 goals in any of their match.
Harry Kane to equal his last World Cup's record in 2 games. That's what is my prediction.
He had 5 goals in 2 games in the first 2 games. The last World Cup.
Yeah.
Scored twice against Tunisia and then he scored a hat trick against Panama. Yeah.
That's high bar for England. I was not expecting it to be this high, but yeah, with both the English fans, I'll not take it. I'll not suggest any.
Actually, 3. Even Mojo sir is an England fan.
Oh, great. I think that their best have been passed. I was in when I was younger, I used to like the Holland, the Dutch way of football. And I was a huge admirer of Robin van Persie and Robin Arend. So both of them, I had great love for them. But yeah, with later on when I grew up, I started following Belgium more, and but then they'll also going to sink in if they not win this, if they not make big this World Cup, their golden generation would be having nothing. They'll be
I
like
think,
English golden
to be
generation.
honest, the golden generation was pretty short-lived.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
No, they were
okay.
they were they were there in the rankings. Like they were quite.
Of course.
Sometimes they were
Yeah, yeah,
first
yeah,
and
yeah.
second.
They were
But
first, yeah, for quite some time.
if there is no silverware, nobody remembers ranking.
I mean, they do have a bronze medal.
Yeah,
yeah.
that for the previous World Cup. But yes,
I mean, the nadir of that golden generation is losing to Wales in that Euro 2016. I mean, the fact that you had Hal Robson Kanu out of all people, Cruyff turning three people back to Belgium. I mean, you can't have that.
but even this time, I for the as Abhijit has mentioned for Trossard as well and Jeremy Doku, I see Belgium.
Trossard is one to look out for. Yes,
Yeah.
Trossard is one to watch out for.
There's only this one game, right, today?
Yeah, there is only one game today. Yeah. Tomorrow there are three,
Yeah,
and then
opening ceremony.
tomorrow there are three, and then day after there are four. It's 3:30, 6:30, 9:30, and then 12:30.
So again, 5 a.m. Wake up alarm for me.
The
Get,
first game is Argentina Saudi. So if you don't want to watch that, you can.
yeah,
It's okay.
that would be there. That needs to be there. I don't know for
Argentina are not worth watching.
Argentina. सॉरी मैं मिस किया क्या बोले आप सॉरी
No,
Argentina
Argentina are
not
not
worth
worth watching.
watching.
yes and more than Messi I'd be seeing it for Licha. I want to
Licha.
see
Yeah,
him,
yeah.
how he get on to big occasions, how he rises onto it. I want to see that match.
I hope
Because,
Licha. I hope Licha pockets Messi.
How is that?
because I see him, many people are saying that he would be the one who will take us to next level because he'd be that uh, Ferdinand or maybe we did sort of defender for us will be carrying our whole defense. So I want to see him how he rises onto big occasions. So this would be the game I'll be keeping very close eye on to defense of Argentina and how he that might not be that this match may not be proper audition for him. Yes, because they'll not be getting that much chance to defense. Like Ecuadorian defenders are not getting much chance for this game till now. So that will be with the case. But yeah, I'd be keeping an eye on Licha. How is he doing?
Fair enough. Fair enough. I mean, this game has now descended into a very familiar pattern where Ecuador just keep playing keep ball at the moment and just Qatar are feeding on scraps at this point, basically. So, yeah, I don't think Qatar will have a goal also with them, to be really honest. So, Abhishek, I mute.
Yeah, yeah. हाँ कि अभी अभी जो आने वाले जो कल के जो मैचेस हैं, सो वो कल के एंड देन अपकमिंग, सो व्हाट मैचेस यू आर लुकिंग अप टू हैव इट? Qatar has
I mean,
Walmart and AliExpress Motala. That comment is great. I've seen
Walmart and AliExpress Mo Salah. Hilarious, hilarious. England needs to score hat trick against Iran. He hates Iran. Okay, he hates.
everybody. I'm just generalizing it. For whatever goes in their country, like everyone, nobody is happy with what's going on. Yeah.
So in other news, Tyler Adams has been appointed captain for USA and not Pulisic as it has been.
Because for the match time he's not getting for Chelsea. That guy is good, yeah. I don't know why there are 2 3 managers from Chelsea and nobody has been playing him. And every time he's on pitch, he just he looks good, but he needs confidence from manager.
Qatar missed another chance, almost again. I mean, to their credit, they managed to fill out the entire stadium. That's
They've brought in the fans.
no, but still, even then, I mean, if as far as the job is concerned of filling the stadiums, I think they've done a great job out of it.
Yeah, they might be, since it's sending is apart from the rumors that money has been given for fans and all, they'll be giving them shirts and they'll be having proper drills. Okay, you need to do like this and that.
Doing a great job so far. Yeah, Mojasa, what are your thoughts on the England-Iran game tomorrow? What do you make of it, and what do you expect England? How do you expect England to perform tomorrow? Are you seeing a lot of goals? Are you seeing a professional victory, as in a 2-0 win, something around that lines?
I think, yeah, so something around that lines. I don't see Iran troubling England much, but then Harry Maguire, you never know.
Harry Maguire.
You just never know, man. But
Okay,
but
that was
I think England should
hilarious.
win. I think England should win.
But I mean, there was this video that has come out where
This is the game. This is the game where they have to rack up the goals so that they can really get a good.
Yeah.
I think on hindsight, if you see, I think USA and Wales are much more open than Iran. I mean, they will adopt a much more open style of football, especially USA in particular because of the attacking talent that they have, and with the amount of youngsters that they have. I think that USA will go for a much more attack-minded approach, which will give England that openness which they would like to exploit. I don't see
And
Iran being that open, so England will
and
have to do the
Wales
hard grafting. Wales,
Wales
I
pretty much
mean,
know Wales pretty much know how England plays. So
yeah. So you mean I think you're talking Bales, not Wales, just in
No, no,
case.
Wales. I
no.
said Wales.
Yeah, but I'm saying Bales in case you get what I'm trying to
Yeah.
trying to.
No, but now
Wales, see,
they are having good side as well. So previously it was like just Bill, but then now they are having
I
pretty
think
good.
it's a yes. Like Abhishar Bhai said, Wales are a much better rounded side now. Again, because of all the exposure they plays in the last 7 to 8 years, have started getting in the Premier League. So
You
Wales and
don't know,
England is
maybe
going to be,
Dan James could be the guy. He scored against us. That guy is.
yeah. Dan, I mean, you can't rule out Dan James. वो सीरियल आता है ना वो हिंदी में छोटा शकी वो कौन सा है वो छोटा भीम like
Chota
छोटा बेल
Chetan.
like
Oh,
छोटा
okay,
बेल.
okay. I mean, but again, it
But
comes to
even
the
for
fact that
United, even for United, I sorry to interrupt.
yeah, no problem, no problem, no problem.
Before we move on, like to some other thing, I want to say that even for United, that guy might not have the talent to be a United player, but he has work ethic to be United player.
Yeah, he always put in the
See,
shift for us.
I'll
Always put
I'll
in
be
the shift.
honest. I didn't think that we needed to sell Dan James. We didn't, right?
Yes.
We sold him because for some fucking Glazonomics, some money had to be brought back from that transfer window. Very much like we did not need to sell James Garner this summer.
Yeah,
Uh,
exactly.
Now you look at it, Casemiro. Uh, by the time this break came along for the World Cup, he was already beginning to look tired. He had played non-stop 7 to 8 games. You don't run your players down to the last
Ground.
dust
Yeah.
ground, whatever you want to call it. But it's just crazy. I mean, imagine having Ghana right now along with Casemiro. I mean,
He would
and
learn from the
evidently,
best as well.
No, but it is
and the real
actually good
sickening
for
part
Ghana
is
as
it's
well.
not
He'll
as
be
if
getting some game time, so we will know whether he'd be to next level. I think we have inserted some buyback clause as well, so
no, I
we'll.
don't think there is a buyback
No,
clause.
it's a sell-on clause
It's a
where we
sell-on
get
clause.
we get a
No buyback?
percentage of the profit. It's not a buyback clause.
And it's not as if you're selling James. I mean, here is the stupidity of the way we work. We bought Dan James, a total unknown quantity in the world of football, for 20 million, right?
15, 15,
15.
15,
Okay,
15,
15.
15.
And we sold off our own academy product,
Same
who we
price.
had sent out for 2 windows on loans for 2 seasons, hoping that he's going to be the next CDM that the team very much needs, and he was coming along well. And we sell him for 12 million to Everton.
He was there.
And I don't think he's getting game time over there as well.
He's not getting, yeah, exactly. So it's, I mean, anyway, back to this. Where are we at? 67 minutes, nothing happening.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same pattern. Like Everton are playing keep ball and Qatar are feeding on scraps. So there's not much that Qatar are going to do at this point in time. Currently, doesn't seem like it. Yeah.
Yeah,
So speaking about Wales, I was also saying that this is also Wales' first World Cup. I mean, the entire Welsh squad, because the last time that the Welsh side were in the World Cup was way back in 1958.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
this is the first World Cup in essence for Wales as well. So I mean, this could work in their favor or could work against their favor as well, as we are seeing how Qatar are performing right now. The nerves could get to them, but again, they have played the Euros a couple of times. So I think,
And they played well in the last Euros. It's not as if they were just pushovers. They played well.
yeah, 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 they did. And well, in the previous Euros, they were semi-finalists as well. So yeah, they do have some pedigree as it comes to big competitions. So let's see. Let's have a look. I mean, Wales would want to win their game against the United States, but then I think it would be difficult for them, considering the quality, the much more well-roundedness of that United States side.
so that's what I was saying, Delvin, in start of the stream.
Yeah, yeah.
Up
All
next,
young all young boys,
next
all young
year,
boys.
yes, next time in 26, when the USA squad would be making to World Cup in USA. That's gonna be some World Cup for them.
Yeah, for them. Yeah,
All those players would be in their 25, 26 at their peak of their game and getting those exposures, because you have having, if you are seeing Jesse Marsh lead, the player over there, they are also doing very good.
yeah,
Next
exactly.
World Cup is in USA.
USA, Mexico, and Canada.
Oh man, there
Yeah, the
goes my
timings.
bloody clock.
Yeah, the timings are going to be a
But
logistical
Ramon
night.
is saying, if you want, you can join. You can come over here. We have a stadium nearby only that will be having the New York Stadium. We can go.
It's the MetLife Stadium, right?
Yeah, MetLife Stadium.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, that's.
I think I think the Giants play over there. No,
That's for the New York Bulls.
no, no, no. In the NFL, no, no, no. That stadium is not used for the NFL, right?
No. For this thing, MLS, Major League Soccer.
MLS, yes, yeah, yeah. That's for the Red Bulls, yes.
Yes.
But the stadium is not used for NFL purposes, right?
MetLife Stadium, they play yeah, MetLife Stadium. I'll just check and confirm. But yeah, some other team play as well.
I think it's the Giants that play over there. I'm not sure. I think it's the New York Giants.
Jets, Giants, and Jets for the this thing.
NFL, NFL.
Yeah. NFL Giants play, and for the NHL National Hockey League, Jets plays over there.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So it's like that. And But that's great. I
2-0.
have not been to inside, but yeah, that's been great. Maybe we'll have World Cup over there. Maybe 4 years time we'll be having great World Cup, because the enthusiasm of people over here for soccer is also great. Like I see people.
ओ भाई, अभिषार भाई,
कौन सी
फुटबॉल है
बात?
भाई, सॉकर नहीं है, फुटबॉल.
हाँ, इनके यहाँ का सॉकर, आई एम सो सॉरी. इनसे इनसे बात कर करके ऐसा हो जाता है. सॉरी सॉरी सॉरी. मतलब यहाँ पे भी लोगों को, मतलब मैं जब जाता हूँ, मैं नॉर्मली यूनाइटेड की स्क्रीनिंग के लिए, आई सी फैन ऑफ, आई डोंट नो, ऑल टू डिफरेंट कल्चर एंड डिफरेंट कंट्रीज एंड दे कमिंग. और ना, जो यहाँ के भी जो प्रॉपर जो अमेरिकन
अरे
फैंस हैं, दे ऑल्सो लाइक एकदम पूरा गाली देते ग्लेजर्स को. उनको पता है कि ग्लेजर्स ने काम खराब कर रखा है यूनाइटेड का. तो मेरे को समझ में आता है कि दे आर नॉट जस्ट लाइक फैंस, दे अंडरस्टैंड दैट कि हम लोग को कितना पेन हो रहा है इनसाइड से, क्योंकि अभी यूनाइटेड है, कैसे कर सकते हैं, छोड़ तो नहीं सकते हैं.
Again, this ref is just giving out soft fouls like it's the lottery ticket. I mean, another soft foul, and
ये पूरी ढकी हुई मोहतरमा फुटबॉल गेम चल रहा है, क्या चल रहा है?
are we on the right time? 71:52.
no, I'm at 72-5.
I am at 72-20. I told you I'll get ahead of you guys by the time the match finishes.
Okay. I will be back. Only 1 minute. Give me 1 minute.
I'm out now.
I think I'm watching Arabic now. I think.
Yes, finally that moment has come.
Al Habibi, Abhijit bhai, Habibi.
Because they are ahead. No, I'm not watching on Geo Cinema actually. It's really lagging.
My friend
Even on
told
the
me that
TV.
I have switched from English to Malayalam commentary just to see that how is that handling.
Yeah.
You just buy rights. You need to put your infrastructure first, like how Star has done. Like they buy rights, but they put infrastructure first. That's how they have milked, that Kabaddi League, ISL, IPL, everything. Star Sports is milking.
I mean, another streaming service that is slowly coming up is Prime. The streaming quality is amazing. It's top notch. No lagging issues or anything like that. I mean, they've really got their shit sorted when it comes to streaming. I mean, I saw a couple of games before the World Cup where Pakistan, New Zealand, and Bangladesh were having their tri series, and the streaming quality was actually very top. It was top notch actually. So Prime could be one to look for. I mean, Prime has already got streaming rights to the Premier League in the UK.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For few matches, yeah.
For few matches,
Even
yeah.
for India New Zealand match, I've heard.
Yeah,
that
India New Zealand also was in Prime. Yeah.
They are slowly making that footprints, and they have even bid for this thing. Oh, that was good turn. Even they have bid for IPL. So
Who?
maybe
Yeah, they did, but they did not get the bidding rights.
Yeah.
Amazon did, but they did not get the rights for it.
even for IPL, this thing, the
Sports
uh,
18. It will be on Viacom only. Voot.
yeah, it will be on here itself. So they
The
need to bid
online.
on-
Yeah, exactly.
because this experience people will stop because people. Oh, good.
Oh, that's a good ball, but no one there in the box. Again.
For the shot, now I'm at yes. Now what I'll do what you guys were doing to me.
No.
What is the timing now? 75:03.
Oh,
Dude, I'm at 75.
I'm at 74.
I am ahead of you now.
I'm 74.50.
I am sprinting
75.
to the 90 minutes. You guys are having a marathon. Aram cha rahe ho.
Mojo sir will finish the match before match finishes in Qatar.
I think if the one thing that could have been the least odds on to happen was Mojo sir finishing the game above us, and that's the only thing that is happening on schedule so far. I think that's Ener Valencia's game done.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but that header was
Wow,
too
that was a proper
much.
classic number 9 header. That proper classic. I mean, no two ways about the fact.
By the time the goalkeeper dived, the ball already hit the post.
Already went in, yeah. And
Muntari was one player from which team? Did he
Ghana.
play for Premier League?
No,
Ghana.
no. That was Sule Muntari. This is another one. Yeah, that's a
हाँ हाँ
different. That's a different Muntari altogether.
ब्रदर है क्या?
नहीं नहीं, कहा भाई, किसको भी भाई थोड़ी बनाने.
नहीं हो सकता है भाई, इसलिए पूछा.
So Cifuentes comes in for Ener Valencia. I think this is a defensive change, if I'm not wrong. That's
Number 5 suggests that it's defensive change.
that 5 looks like a 2 when you put it in the mirror.
Yeah. Even I was like, is it 2? But then I feel that okay, that does not make it as 2. But Qatar are looking somewhat
Better, but they I think they do have a goal in them, but they're not making use of the ball in the right way when it comes into those crucial areas.
They might sabotage Senegal or Netherlands.
Imagine if they just go ahead and upset one of those two sides. It would be insane. They would be giving like what, a 5-day public holiday in Qatar just because they won a game at the World Cup. That would be the magnitude of the victory.
This
Senegal के
AliExpress
against कर
Mosala has
सकते हैं, लेकिन
fouled
I don't
it.
think.
Oh, that's a bad foul also.
Yeah.
Afif.
That the Triak's comment for the
Surprisingly, इस साल अफीफ का नाम उल्टा करो तो फीफा होता है.
and
Afif
for him
spelled
only,
backwards.
someone has said that he's AliExpress Mosala, like you said, made in China version of yeah.
सस्ता सला. पला
Yeah.
पला I think पला.
Qatar has Walmart and AliExpress Mohammed Salah.
Yeah, that
And it's like a Chinese thing ना. Starbucks की जगह वो क्या है, कौन सा बक्स है ना वो, like that.
क्या मालूम, I don't drink Starbucks, अपने को नहीं पता भाई. we enjoy अदरक चाय supremacy from चाय वाला ठेला.
Yes. Goal.
नहीं
हो गया?
नहीं offside.
वो Ecuador Qatar.
हाँ.
Arey, Delvin, look the world around you. That's what you
Yes,
were
the
doing.
world around Delvin has just collapsed. He's like 40 seconds behind now.
Yes. He has done this to us in the whole first half.
Prehistoric World Cup moment.
Oh, that was close. Oh my goodness, that was a good shot. Yeah, that's offside. Okay. Yeah, I'm way behind you guys. Yeah, no, way behind.
Yes. It's now 17 and 15, I think. From
I
me.
don't know how Brazil didn't take Bobby Firmino. Yaar. This guy who had this shot, that was looking familiar to him, so that has brought me into that.
They have so much. They have so much depth.
Dream,
That
yeah.
is the problem. So much depth in the squad now. Because Jesus plays a similar game.
You cannot take
Avishar?
Richarlison over Firmino. No, I'm not taking Richarlison over Firmino.
But he's been good as a striker. He scored a goal every 2 games for Brazil. Richarlison. He has
Situation is
18.
different, huh?
He
It's
has
different breed
18
in
goals.
Brazil.
He has 18 goals in the last 36 games, Avishar bhai, for the national side as a striker.
I don't know. I still don't see him.
And his goals were very instrumental in Brazil winning that Copa America in 2019 also.
That was
Because
also
because Neymar wasn't there.
that was also good. That's done, Abhijit. It's not goal.
हाँ, that's no यार.
Ecuador
वो through ball अच्छा था.
Ecuador are playing some good stuff, okay? I mean, yeah, it's with all due respect to Qatar, Ecuador are actually playing some good stuff.
मैं तो वही बोल रहा था ना, मैं तो वही बोल रहा हूँ. अभी भी I'm still on the same way that Ecuador now, after seeing proper
Oh, that's a
Ecuador they are having good chance as Senegal and Netherlands. They are not like pushovers.
Could
But
be
सेनेगल
interesting this group. Could be very interesting this group.
नहीं, पर सेनेगल के पास प्लेयर्स है, थॉमस पार्टे है, एंड आई
थॉमस
थिंक
पार्टे घाना का है अभिजीत दादा.
है क्या?
थॉमस
सॉरी
पार्टे
सॉरी सॉरी
घाना
सॉरी
का
सॉरी
है.
But yeah,
सॉरी
Senegal
सॉरी
has good team.
गुड
Even
टीम,
They
हाँ
actually
उनके
have
पास
a
टीम
good.
है.
They have a good
so
midfield. Midfield.
Qatar for this
They
match.
have Cheku
Even
Kuyate. They
Qatar have
have
not
yeah.
voted for Qatar.
They have Czech Kuyate. Then they have Papi Mendy. Then they have Idrissa Ganage. So their midfield is pretty sorted. Then in defense they have Koulibaly, Edouard Mendy.
हम्म.
Yeah, so that's a good.
So
That's a good side.
their defense is very
Saksham
solid. Their defense.
Saksham Pathak says
Saksham.
I betted on Qatar for this match.
मैं
Dude,
वही
Well.
बोल रहा था, even Qatar भी Qatar पे bet नहीं किया होगा.
नहीं कतार तो किया होगा. There were rumors, huh? $7.1 million
per player.
per player.
Just
Well, that goes out of the window, like you said. Okay, that's lovely. Yeah, this referee stopping the game for every single foul. Yeah, come on, just let it go.
Why is Kushagra not on the stream as yet? The guy said he's going to join after some time.
yeah, that's what I'm just waiting for my breakfast. It's 1 o'clock would be there in some time. I think yet to
Even I'm waiting so that I can also eat.
Hey, Kush, come in, yaar. Bhai,
आजा stream पे कुछ आजा आजा.
Kushagra on the
सलीम
stream now, buddy.
हाँ ये बोलो सर.
हाँ बोलो अभिजीत दादा क्या हुआ?
इस्माइल सार है क्या सेनेगल में?
हाँ इस्माइल असार है. यस इस्माइल असार है.
हाँ Ismail Assar, he's also good यार. मेरे को वो बहुत अच्छा लगता है. Even for when he was playing for Watford ना.
He's still playing for Watford only.
He's still playing for Watford. Oh.
Yeah.
But he was good. I think that Liverpool might sign him. Liverpool would be signing him or Trossard.
We were also linked with him at one point.
We are linked with everyone. Every player who could be sold.
Last December ना? Last December.
Before Liverpool sign anybody, they need to fucking sign a new owner, man.
Yes.
Will they get a new owner? I mean,
I don't know.
Should be you see Salah and Firmino dancing on Gio Dandanadan. Wait for them.
I mean, yeah, it looks like Mota is going to buy them.
On a serious note, I don't think that'll happen. For whatever little I know about the Reliance Industries and Reliance as an industrial house, it's one thing to buy Ishan Kishan for 15 crores. यहाँ पे 450 crore का जब खरीदना पड़ेगा ना, तब मतलब मोटा भाई no.
But you'll be making that money, ना मोजो sir?
Sorry?
आपके पास sponsors or rights और सारा there is no nil business like अभी.
भाई look at the Liverpool squad right now. If they come in right now, they need 300-400 million straight away. उनका squad भी aging squad हो रहा है.
हाँ.
So
another factor मुझे सर वो नहीं ले सकते क्योंकि if you look at the Indian community, United के फैंस ज़्यादा है compared to Liverpool.
उसको थोड़ी फर्क पड़ता है यार. कम्युनिटी को फर्क नहीं पड़ता है. उसको नहीं पड़ता है.
No, you can attract more audience from United.
देखो अभिजीत दादा वो अगर ऐसे सोचने जाता ना तो फिर अभी तक मुकेश अंबानी कंगाल हो जाता.
नहीं if I look at a parallel जो अभिजीत भाई आप कह रहे हो, if he was so concerned about going by what अरे आ गई रज्जो.
Hello. Who's there?
विशाल एनफील्ड का नाम चेंज कर देंगे जियो एनफील्ड.
नरेंद्र मोदी.
So sorry, I was saying Abhijit bhai, if that logic held any weight in terms of what Indian community feels, then them selling Mumbai City's 40% stake to the owners of Manchester City would not make any sense.
Yes.
No, but they have not sold it. They have Ambani's have not sold it.
Did you see that Qatar?
Ball was out of play, na? Ball was out of play.
अच्छा था।
That
हाँ।
that long ball was really really nice.
नहीं, चिप भी काफी अच्छी थी वैसे।
Hmm.
Oh, oh,
अभी
this would
हुआ,
have been a spectacular goal.
एल्विन के पास अभी हुआ.
हाँ, this could have been a spectacular. Oh my
Delvin
काफी लेट
God,
चल रहा है यार
something
डेल्विन का तो।
बहुत
He's
बहुत
so
चल रहा, बहुत लेट चल
three.
रहा है.
He's in
भाई
a
जियो
scoring.
सिनेमा पे देखो ना।
उस पे ही तो देख रहा हूँ.
मेरा
उस
भी
पे ही देख.
मैं भी उसी पे देख रहा हूँ।
हाँ, अभी मैं 86-15 पे हूँ.
हाँ,
ठीक है.
same.
10 सेकंड पीछे है आपका फिर।
हाँ, चलेगा. I mean, Qatar are going hell for leather now. I mean, it's pretty obvious that they're looking to scam one goal. Oh,
नहीं यार.
अभी now they're literally like cross and inshallah. Literally
Hmm.
cross and inshallah.
ये सस्ता पाला.
हाँ, no problem अभिषार भाई. Okay. हाँ, as it is अभी थोड़ा ही टाइम बाकी है, रुक ही जाओ.
हाँ, मैं भी इसीलिए ही सोचा कि अभी मैं 87 में पहुंच ही गए हैं, तो लेट्स वाइंड इट अप.
That's good spirit.
Community
Everybody
YT seems more entertaining
More
than this
entertaining.
football match.
I mean, yeah, in the
Vishal.
second half definitely.
भाई विशाल भाई कभी आप भी ज्वाइन करो यार।
Yes, I will tell him.
आप जानते हो ना
that'll be
विशाल
nice.
भाई को? हाँ।
Yes. अभी
मैं
join
भी जानता हूँ
करेगा
विशाल भाई को.
Yes.
I also know Vishal. The only thing is he's commenting every time, which is good. He needs to come live now. पर्दे के
हाँ,
पीछे से निकल
बिल्कुल।
रहे जो.
But this from this match, Qatar will only grow. That will give them confidence.
I mean, that's the expectation. Yes, that's the expectation.
Initial 20-30 minutes were horrible. I don't know वो क्या कर रहे थे वो लोगों को कुछ समझ. Occasion has gotten into them.
But very professional victory for Ecuador.
Yeah.
But on the other side, I mean, apart from all this, like, जो भी allegations and all, one of the main reason for giving them was also कि in parts of the country में, we need to like promote football at such a stage. क्योंकि in countries में football अभी इस stage पे नहीं इतना है, so obviously it's gonna help them with like the popularity of the sport also.
See, that's what they tried in China. उनका तो पूरा model ही पूरा collapse हो गया. I don't know where the Chinese league is now heading. The only new league, if any, which has sustained itself is probably the MLS.
Yes.
But every others around China, India ka, I don't know. It's still very early doors. But
I mean, there are as far as of today evening, there are allegations of match fixing in Indian football. The CBI is looking into it. There are 5 clubs that are under the scanner. One of them
tell me
is
Mumbai City is one of them, please.
No, one of them is Indian Arrows.
ये कौन है?
ये इसमें I League में खेलते हैं.
I League. This is in the I League.
I League team है. I mean, यार
अभी
match fixing हो भी सकता है. I mean, it's so common in IPL, so it may as well happen in ISL
हाँ.
also.
IPL में मैच फिक्सिंग नहीं होती, वहाँ पे अंपायर फिक्सिंग होती है. आज मुंबई इंडियंस.
Sir, that's fine. But still, we have 5 titles.
मैं तो भाई दिल्ली फैन हूँ यार. आज तक एक भी टाइटल नहीं आया दिल्ली
मैं
का.
तो CSK फैन हूँ. मैं तो कुछ बोल ही नहीं सकता. फिक्सिंग
Tushar, I kind of agree with you. I am a Delhi fan as well, and I clearly recall 2008 था या 2009 था, and Mumbai is visiting Delhi, and Sachin comes on to bat, and the entire Firozshah Kotla, as it was known back then, is shouting Sachin, Sachin, and I'm like,
This
get a fucking life,
2008.
yaar.
Yeah.
About around that time, I'm like, get a fucking life. वो साला दिल्ली को पेलने आया है. IPL चल रहा है, इंडिया नहीं खेल रही यहाँ पे. वो डिस्टिंक्शन ही नहीं है अभी तक.
कुछ सक्षम बोल रहा है उसको भी एंटर करने करा दे उसको भी. The last
आ
few
गया क्या
minutes
सक्षम?
only there.
हाँ ये रहा.
आप
तो भाई
मतलब
Hi
Hello,
Saksham.
the matches.
Hi,
कैसे
Saksham.
तबीयत है भाई तेरी?
कितना घाटा हुआ भाई.
अरे ये
कितना
पता
घाटा
नहीं
हुआ भाई.
लग रहा है.
अभी तो ऐसे ही लगाया था दोस्त के साथ ही छोटा सा.
भाई तबीयत भी खराब है बेचारे की, ऊपर से भाई पैसे भी हार रहा है.
बुरा बैड टाइम्स भाई.
बिलिंगम तुम कल खेल रहे हो ना?
खेल रहा हूँ. कहाँ खेल रहा हूँ?
कल गोल असिस्ट चाहिए भाई.
ओह
कल इंग्लैंड का मैच है ना.
इंग्लैंड तो मेरे को वैसे ही नहीं पसंद भाई. गैरेथ
यहाँ
साउथगेट
पे
अच्छा
यहाँ
चलो,
पे ट्रस्ट
यहाँ
होता ही नहीं.
सक्षम
इसको निकालो.
सक्षम को इंग्लैंड नहीं पसंद. चलो चलो
निकालो.
चलो
सचिन कौन सी टीम सपोर्ट कर रहा?
मैं
भाई सेकंड
ब्राजील.
ब्राजील.
अभिषेक भाई इन्होंने सेकंड हाफ
You know
के लिए
what?
5 मिनट दे दिए एक्स्ट्रा टाइम में.
You know what? Saksham,
या
karma just struck me. I said, Saksham, बाहर चलो, and I knocked off my bloody coke here. Let me sort it
नहीं,
out
England
before the
team-
hotel
team-
charges me.
टीम इज गुड बट गैरेथ साउथगेट वो बंदा समझ नहीं आता मेरे को.
हाँ.
कि
किसी
पता
को
नहीं
भी
क्या ही
नहीं
करता.
समझ में आता एज एन इंग्लैंड.
soon they'll have Graham
Saksha-
Potter, you know. I don't.
मेरे को एक्चुअली चाहिए था कि वो अभी आ जाए बट लेकिन अभी चेल्सी के बाद आई डोंट नो वेदर दे विल टेक हिम आल्सो और नो.
क्योंकि Chelsea would be sinking ship. Chelsea is bigger than.
My two priorities for England manager were Eddie Howe and Graham Potter. Right now both of them have a club, and Eddie Howe, with the way he's doing things in Newcastle, I don't think they're going to let him. I don't think they're going to let him go also.
नहीं Eddie Howe तो जाएगा. एक सीजन मैक्सिमम है, उसके बाद
Eddie Howe Liverpool no chance. ये नहीं भाई, सऊदी जितना पैसा है उनके पास, they will increase his contract, they'll double triple his salary as manager.
लिवरपूल
They'll have bigger ambitions. They'll bring some.
टुकल जाएगा लिवरपूल. थॉमस टुकल.
नहीं टूकल न्यूकासल जा सकता है.
नहीं जो जिस हिसाब से वो टीम बनाया है, आई डोंट थिंक एनीवन लाइक अ टूकल वुड गेट द बेस्ट आउट ऑफ एल्मिरॉन. आई मीन नो, लाइक एल्मिरॉन जो खेल रहा है अभी, आई मीन शिट. It's a good thing for Newcastle that Paraguay haven't made it in the World Cup.
तुम लोग किसको सपोर्ट कर रहे हो वैसे वर्ल्ड कप में सबके सब?
Me and Mojo sir England, Abhishar Belgium, Abhijit bhai Brazil and Portugal.
Okay, Abhijit bhai, I'm there with you for Brazil. I'm supporting Brazil.
ब्राजील तो उसने बोल दिया ऊपर से. अभी पोर्चुगल बोलता तो यूनाइटेड फैंस उसको बाहर निकाल देते, इसलिए वो ब्राजील से
पोर्चुगल इसलिए बोल रहा हूँ अभिषेक भाई, क्योंकि वो जो जिंक्स फैक्टर है, हमने डिस्कस कर रहे थे मैं और
यस
दैट विल डेफिनेटली किक इन. तो इसीलिए
यार इन शेखों का मुंह देख के मजा आ रहा है यार. इनके तो हवा टाइट हो गई भाई ये तो देख के. इनसे हार में अब तो आगे जाके क्या ही कर लेंगे यार.
I don't see them expecting to make into knockouts. नहीं, I was not seeing them to make into knockouts. और वो लोग भी अभी जैसे इंडिया ही पहुंच जाएगा, इंडिया वर्ल्ड कप क्वालिफायर ही खेल ले तो लगेगा भाई we have done something. So we do not expect if we'll break into. I don't know in our lifetime whether we would be able to see India in World Cup or not.
Hopefully 26 के बाद अभी 48 टीम्स हो जाएंगे ना. So let's see.
Yes.
Guys, don't insult Qatar. I'm a paid fan.
नहीं भाई, ये जो बंदा है ना भाई, सच में मतलब ये
मस्त है यार. बढ़िया है यार. मैं क्या मस्त बैंटर कर रहा है.
डेफिनेटली
भाई लेट मी नो वेयर टू अप्लाई.
रियल मैड्रिड जाएगा विशाल भाई.
रोनाल्डो किधर जाएगा वर्ल्ड कप के बाद? घर.
नहीं रियल मैड्रिड.
स्टे एट होम डैड.
नहीं, आई थिंक
पियर्स मॉर्गन्स हाउस.
मुझे अभी मतलब ट्वीट देखा मैंने कि ही इज गोइंग, मतलब पापा पेरेज इज लुकिंग फॉर अ स्ट्राइकर.
जान दे भाई, मेरे को क्या है.
6 महीने
मारना चाहिए था ये. मारना चाहिए था. हाँ. $220 billion in the drain. I mean, not really. If they wanted to make a spectacle out of this World Cup, and I think so far each of the stadiums look the part. So I don't think that's $220 billion in the drain.
Have they spent
you guys know that after 92 years, host nation lost its first game. After 92 years.
Okay, 1930 was Uruguay. Okay, the first time the World Cup was at. I mean, South Africa also didn't win their first game. Draw किया था उन लोगों ने.
Yeah,
against
win
Mexico.
but lost करना.
Loss, yeah, हाँ, correct.
Chalo, chalo, guys. I'll drop
That's
off.
it.
I'll have my
That's it.
breakfast or lunch,
And
whatever that
the
is.
first the first game is over. Ecuador win 2-0, courtesy of Ana Valencia's brace. Could have had a hat trick, but the goal was disallowed. So overall, what do you make of Ecuador's performance, Mojo sir? What do you make of Ecuador's performance?
Look, the match was very pedestrian.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't have any edge of the seat moments. It just went through the paces, and the team we thought might win did win. So yeah, so a very dull opening game, and
Hmm.
it's not what you look forward to a World Cup. But ठीक है, we expected Ecuador to win. They won.
And Abhijit bhai, after this result, how do you think does the dynamic in the group change? I mean, obviously Netherlands and Senegal both would have had an eye on this game because even though it is the early stages of the World Cup, I mean, what you have only 3 games per side, and
Hmm.
you have to make an impact in every game. And so now, after this result, I think both of the sides would want to win tomorrow's game at any cost. So,
Yes.
what do you make of this? What do you think that this game has put in terms of how Senegal and Netherlands will approach it?
I think Netherlands will, easily go throughout. But if I think Senegal and Ecuador will have some, some tough fight. Given the fact that if you in this game, I didn't see that much grit from Ecuador. Killing the game factor. If you are leading that game, you should have killed the game. That factor comes to in the mind for me because you have the team. They have butterflies in the stomach in the game when they were playing. So definitely, I would have seen in they were killing the game, but मुझे ऐसा नहीं देखा भी नहीं कि वो ऐसा करे. तो सेनेगल वर्सेस इक्वाडोर विल बी अ वेरी क्रूशियल गेम. अगर वो काफी मतलब ये होगा मतलब नेल बैटिंग गेम हो सकता है. नेदरलैंड विल डेफिनेटली गो.
All right. Saksham, my question to you is, where do Qatar go from here? I mean, if you look at the first 20, 25, 30 minutes, I mean, they were horribly overwhelmed by the occasion. I mean, they were making the basic of mistakes. They couldn't put 2 passes together. Their throw-ins were horrible. All in all, their performance as a unit was very, very poor. Call it call it the nerves of the big occasion or whatever. They just weren't good. As the game progressed, they improved, but it wasn't enough for them to get the goal that they so wanted to change the complexion of the game or whatever it was. So what next for Qatar here? Do they take heart from the fact that it was only a 2-0 loss? And do you see them performing better? Because I was speaking to Abhishar Bhai earlier, and Abhishar Bhai believed that throughout the group stages, he believes that Qatar will not score a single goal. So, what do you make of Qatar's performance, and what is the way ahead of them?
So I think if Qatar had to win a game or to score a goal, that would be against Ecuador. But we also saw that they lost 2-0 now. So if they had a chance in this World Cup to score a goal and like grab a win or a draw, even a 1 point, it was against Ecuador. But against Netherlands and Senegal, I just don't see them like even scoring a goal. As Abhijit Bhai said, I think he's spot on because this performance, man, you can't defeat Netherlands and the African champion Senegal with this type of performance. They are just not good. Like off the ball, they are yeah here and there. They are like their movement is good, but with the ball, they are piss poor. And I think they are finishing at the bottom of the group. They are giving 3 points to every other team in their group, and I think their best chance was against Ecuador, the opening game and all that stuff, the hype. But I just don't see them winning. There was no coordination, a 5-3-2 formation. Netherlands Senegal like would be uh, like craving to have Qatar to play against them and like snatch 3 points easily. I just don't see them winning, man. Like, come on, you can't defeat Ecuador. How can you defeat Netherlands and Senegal? So yeah, for me, I think they finish at the bottom of the group, and yeah, that's the journey for Qatar.
What is your worst opening game of the World Cup in your memory?
Yeah. I mean, I started following football from 1992, to be precise. This is the worst that I've seen of it.
Abhijit bhai, what about you? In all the World Cups that you have followed, was this the worst opening game of a World Cup?
Yeah, probably could, because the it was very boring match, I would say.
No, I
Nobody
think
has
I
said.
think it's also so sorry, Abhijit, but to interrupt in
Hmm.
between. I think it's also to
Yes.
do with the fact that you can have a nil-nil, you can have a drab 1-all, but then a first game of the World Cup, you should always have those big names come onto the pitch. You know,
Yes.
the Mbappes or the Neymars of the or Ronaldo or Messi's of this world. So you set the game alight. So you set the entire tournament alight from the first kickoff as well. So I wouldn't mind a nil-nil if it was, four or five big names on the pitch. At least you expect some or the other skill to come forth, which will get the peoples of their seat. Because those six or seven world-class players are there in those teams, you're always on the edge of your seat. But this was like, ठीक just going through the motions.
I would prefer England Iran in the first game out. बहुत ही hype हो जाता फिर अच्छा होता.
But then it has always been. I think it was going to be England Iran as the opening game, but
Hmm.
then Moses, sir, you're on mute. If you wanted to say something, okay. Uh, so England and Iran were going to be the opening game, but then for some reason they put Qatar Ecuador as the first because they wanted the host to play first. So in that way. So Saksham, speaking to you, there are 3 games tomorrow. England versus Iran, Netherlands, Senegal, and Wales versus USA. So now that we are very close to wrapping up the stream, I'm just going to ask you what are your predictions for tomorrow? Who will win tomorrow's games? Let's start with the first game, England versus Iran. Who do you think are the winners in that game?
I think England are winning that game for sure.
Okay.
Like they will
Yeah.
make a statement and win the game. Yeah.
All right. Senegal, Netherlands.
Luis Van Gaal Army, Netherlands. I think they will grab a win against Senegal. Also, Mane is not there, so that's also a factor.
And last but not the least, Wales versus United States.
Uh, it's a tough one, but I think USA will win this game. I don't think Wales, because USA has a very good squad, a decent team this time. So I think USA will win against Wales.
So no draws in your predictions, right? No draws in any of the games
Yeah,
tomorrow.
no draws.
No
Yeah.
draws. All right. Moses sir, I come to you with your predictions for tomorrow's game. Let's start with the England Iran game. Who do
England,
you think comes? All right. Senegal, Netherlands,
Netherlands.
and Wales versus United States.
It's going to be a close one. I mean, I would support Wales.
Fair enough. Abhijit bhai, your predictions: England Iran.
It will be 2-0 in England.
Okay.
It will,
Senegal, Netherlands.
Senegal, I think it will be 2-1 there for. I think Senegal will score one.
So Netherlands win 2-1,
Yes, Netherlands wins 2-1.
and Wales versus USA.
I think it will be 1-1. I say drew. They will drew, I think. No, I think no. USA have their spot, but I don't see. Bale will do something in the last minute and he will score the free kick, and he will bring that Wales team back.
Well, if you ask me, I think England will obviously, for obvious reasons. Senegal Netherlands will be a draw, as far as I think. I think it's going to be a 2-all draw.
Two all draw.
Yeah, a 2-all draw. I
Wow.
think both of them have enough attacking talent. I think to score goals and just make it a goal fest. And as far as Wales USA are concerned, well, that could go either way. But I think it's going to be a 1-0 US win. So US takes that. So yeah, those are my predictions for tomorrow. And with that, we now come to the end of the stream. A very long stream, but a very interesting one, a very fun stream. We covered the World Cup in detail, in depth. Then we watched the opening game, which we thought was what could be a spectacle, but didn't quite pan out that way. But all in all, the FIFA World Cup is well and truly underway, and the only way from here, as far as performances and football quality is concerned, is up. And we personally hope that this is going to be a great tournament, a lot of goals, a lot of wow moments that we'll talk about, and we talk about this World Cup for all the right reasons. So Thank you so much, Saksham, Abhijit Bhai, Mojo sir, for joining in. Thank you so much to the previous people, Mudit Bhai, Abhishar Bhai, even Kushagra for joining in the stream. Very interesting and very insightful. Three Hack Mokro, yes, we wish Morocco best of luck. We do hope that you have a great. We hope that Morocco has the great tournament and the Atlas Lions. We hope that we see them in the round of 16. With that, uh, do follow us, do show us love, like, subscribe, and share this channel. So and keep on joining our streams. Keep on letting your comments come in. It was another interesting. Thank you for all your comments today. It was fun interacting with them, and do show us love on our Instagram and on our Twitter. We are always active there. And once again, I say every day is match day on our official WhatsApp group. So you want to join that. We also have our website which is up and running, and in that we will be covering the World Cup as well in our blog section. So do go ahead and give that a look. Apart from that, there are a lot of interesting things that you can look forward to. There are prediction contests. There are many more contests as well, which you can enjoy. There is the World Cup Fantasy, which is going on for people who are interested in the fantasy game. So y'all can go ahead and join that as well. Further details will be provided. With that being said, this is Delvin along with Saksham, Abhijit Bhai and Mojo sir bidding everyone goodbye. Do take care of yourselves, and we shall see you very, very soon with more content like this. So thank you so much. Good night. God bless. Goodbye.
Take care, guys.
Okay.
Bye, guys.